Couldn't turn the television on when somebody saw it played again. Howdy, howdy. I am fucking bored to tears this evening. Uh-oh. People just got notified. I heard it. It's been a hell of a busy week this week. Barely been in my dungeon. I was gonna go down and work tonight. Fucking fell asleep after dinner. Just woke up a little bit ago. I'm like, God dang it, man. By the time I get started, I'll be ready to fucking go to bed again. So I thought I'd turn on some Harry fucking Houdini and say hi. What's up, TK? How you doing? I'm not having coffee tonight. I'm just gonna go to bed. We'll get up early and do it tomorrow, maybe. It was like 80 degrees. It was hard not to be outside today. I went out to Rocky Ford and traipsed around a little bit. I hung out with the kid, dogs, in the sunshine. Fucking, it's been freezing here, man. It's fucking 82 now today. I'm like, fuck yeah, buddy. This is what I'm talking about. It's a beautiful day. Fucking partly cloudy. Fucking clouds was looking some fucking fucked up crazy shit. You could see the pressure in the atmosphere. I was like, holy shit, look at that shit. I'm sure your skies probably look similar. We're listening to Harry Houdini, by the way. I'm still contemplating going down and making that king or getting the base started anyways. That's going to require me putting on my kiln and all that. So, Lauren, how you doing? I'm doing the time crunch. I know by 3 o'clock I'm going to be ready to hit that fucking pillow. So I'm all like, it takes me an hour to warm it up. Is it even worth warming it up? I don't think so. Many of the children, land of the free was anything but. Dreams of fame and fortune reality. I wasn't used to all that activity, man. It wore me out. I've been locked up all winter. Last time I went out traipsing around was last summer. You know, same as I went camping and shit. It did. I was fuck, man. I didn't even do much today. I just got up and moved around a little bit. I was like, okay, that's enough. Nap time. Oh fuck. Oh well. I saw him just rolling with the flow, man. Trying to keep my mask off at every possible point. What sucks? The only place I really gotta wear my mask is the fucking medical club. They make me fucking wear my fucking mask when I walk in. I'm like, man, y'all motherfuckers lucky you got MaryWanna in here. Fuck. I tell them every time too. They know. They just have to. They can't fucking stay open, I guess. They're of course they're medical clubs. They're watched closer than anybody. So they gotta comply. I'm good as long as I can come back home with my medicine. Well, I can go anywhere else and get everything else except for my fucking weed. I gotta go to the club. Ain't no dealers around. They all went out of business because of the clubs. Oh shit. That's some hard times when your weed dealer gotta find a job. Oh fuck. Welcome to Colorado. I haven't been able to get a hold of my weed dealer in 6 months, man. He just ain't available. I said, I don't know what happened to him. He ain't answered back in like 6 months. I think his phone got disconnected too. I'm not sure. It's all about ability to focus on one particular thing in the moment and stay there because your life. I'm glad I got me some too. On the line. Fucking go nuts without it. That beautiful MaryWanna with the beautiful hashes of purple, whatever the hell that shit is. Ayahuasca? Is that what this is? This is ayahuasca purple. That's scary. What's up, Miss Raymond? How you doing, Cat? Uh-oh. Did you see that shit? It says ayahuasca purple. I wasn't even sure. I just saw it. The homegirl's like, we got this, and we got something purple. I was something purple. I'm like, I like purple. I didn't know what the something was until I just read it. And I was like, oh fuck. I'm gonna be on ayahuascas. Uh-oh. You calling your weed dealer in the morning, huh? Hey Chad, how you doing? They get comfortable, you gotta keep them on their toes. Love that shit. What's up, everybody? I missed y'all. That's the only reason I came on live. I fucking, it was 80 some degrees today. I went out with Seamus and we got all fucking, yeah, well, I got tired. Took a nap. 82. I was like, yeah. This is fucking beautiful. I walked out. I was like, man, it's got to be chilly out here, huh? And she was like, not really. I was like, holy fuck. It's hot. Yeah, I figure it's been a few days. I better kick on the chat anyways, even if I'm not going to the dungeon. I haven't decided if I'm not going to the dungeon yet or not either. I might still, just because I'm bored. What are we going to do? Sit here and smoke pot? I'm tired. I could probably go to sleep. But I just woke up about an hour ago. Where the fuck did all those people come from? For God's sakes. Did you see my fucking video had like 2,600 fucking views on it? And my sub up almost fucking, what, a few thousand now. I mean, I gained like a couple hundred people while I took a nap. I was like, where did they come from? That was a rush. Yeah, we're 80 some fucking degrees now. Which makes me want to check my forecast. That's scary. It's probably going to get below 80 here soon enough.
What do you want to search for?
Jesus, forecast La Junta.
Here's the forecast for La Junta.
I ain't never had that bitch say that before. What do you want to search for? Fuck, give me a minute. Oh, damn. See, now it's 34 tonight. You're fucking kidding me. Snow, 28 degrees in the morning. You're fucking kidding me. 41 tomorrow. No, Monday. Monday it's 41. Tomorrow it's 63. It was supposed to be getting rain and snow again Monday. It was fucking 82 fucking degrees today at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It got warm today. It ain't doing that the rest of the week. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, we're in the 50s, but it keeps dipping down to the fucking 20s. I'll take it. It ain't minus 14. Fuck that shit, man. That shit sucked. Fuck that shit sucked. Or what was it, minus 24 that one night? I was like, what the fuck is minus 24? Damn. It sounds like Kat's got a nap in her future too. She been up 2 hours too early. It's a fucking time shit, man. I'm telling you, it fucked me up. I don't know, man. They brought it on 2 weeks too fucking early, and it's got me all. I'm still. Look at me. I don't know what to do. Yep, happy spring. Well, it's spring break for the kids. He's been on break all week. I could have swore fucking spring break came in April. I could have swore it did, but they've changed a lot of shit this year, including when we sprung ahead.
Is an extremely intelligent father who is desperate to express himself. And I think
I would expect bouts of snow through the summer too, Miss Raymond. Occasionally. I'm not joking. I mean, we did this summer here.
He could nevertheless make it.
Nice cat.
He was kind of magically freeing
You've had a lot of birthdays the last couple months.
There was kind of current between him and the audience. Extremely powerful.
Just keeping it normal. It is normal. If you live in a 3-sun system.
In each city, he printed flyers advertising himself as the handcuffed king. Publicity. Demand in the local police to lock him in jail. By the time he had broken in 1900,
someone had said
30-year-old Harry Houdini arrived in London, a city alive with vaudeville acts and music.
I definitely. God, for a second, I thought you were Katniss that lost your blue. I was like, what happened to your blue there, Kat? I'm still half asleep.
He now had one final test to see his reputation.
Video froze. Yeah, it's not a surprise if you see this wall. Holy shit. You know, you may have some internet fuckery going on, a little bit of lag here and there too. Your birthday in 5 minutes. Damn, ZH, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy fucking birthday to you. How old are you? Millions of years. Uh-oh. I think we got an Anunnakis. 41. There you go. You getting up there. I think my kid was 6 when I was 41. It's a good age to be raising a little kid. It's fun. Ain't got nothing better to do. Oh, man. Hey, what's up, Tony? How you doing? Happy fucking birthday! Hell yeah. Hopefully you get another one next year. It'd be hateful if they took away your birthday. That's one of the things I've always said. What are they going to do? Take away my fucking birthday? Let's do this shit. They ain't going to take away your birthday. It's okay. Did we just hit Aries? When you hit the metal plate, that would be a let's play a little game. Locked in. The key, sir. That's a damn good question. I haven't checked on what constellation's up at sunrise in fucking months, man. God knows. I should do that. They have apps for that shit too. But yeah, I like to look just to double check the app. I know this much. My Scorpio was supposed to be rising the sun rise, and it ain't.
With his newfound wealth and success, he could now buy real New York. Lavish gifts.
They might just take away birthdays. I don't even know what Biden's doing. I'm still scratching my head on the fucking Trump signatures on everything. Didn't we have a changeover? Is it Aries now? Because I know it was out of house. What was it in on my birthday? Virgo. Fucking sun was rising in Virgo on my birthday. Scorpio. Late October. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't trust that. I'd get me a star app and I'm so sure it's Virgo today. Yeah, well, I'm a Scorpio. See, that's a problem. What laws they trying to sneak in now? I mean, it can only be for fucking insanity, like, you know, what's going on. And the wall. I know the dismantled wall or the fucking half built wall. That's what I was laughing at when everybody was fighting over this shit. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Look, they're going to get like 3 sections of this shit built, and they're just going to stand there as the testimony of fucking fucktardism.
It was inside. He could draw huge walls. This was a dynamite 360 degrees step. In fact, this was so successful, actually caused Houdini problems. Copycat acts sprang up everywhere. No one was about to steal Houdini's thunder. With his no-nonsense motto, do us, I will do you. He designed a very public channel to destroy the reputation of his products. 21st of September 1905, Houdini came here, back to the park, and
Ken's been saying 2 or 3 weeks for a long time. You know, I was on his channel, a couple of interviews. He's had the moon forever. He knows what's going on in this wall, and he acts like he doesn't. Drives me fucking nuts. That's why I don't talk on his show anymore. I went on there talking about the moon doing cartwheels, and this motherfucker starts throwing out fucking weather modification bullshit. I'm like, you're fucking kidding me, dude. That's why the trees are burning and all that shit. No. I've been telling people the trees are going to burn since 2014. And why? Not what he said. Just saying. I wouldn't necessarily go on him. Or are you talking about McClellan? There's 2 Kens up there. And the one I never think of because Ken McClellan's pretty good. So if you're talking about him, then strike what I just said, and I ain't going to tell you who I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, he's good. I don't know. I mean, it's... Whew. Thing is, he's getting his information just like I am from past events. It could change up to 6 months or so. I mean, for example, Halley's Comet came back in the 80s. No, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about somebody else. My bad. Fucking in the 80s, the fucking Halley's Comet came back, but it was 6 months late. And they blamed literally Planet X in the newspaper, which was funny because I guess that might have been some start of misinformation and shit. Because it definitely ain't a planet we're dealing with. There's a bunch of those. There's a few suns we weren't told about. But yeah, it could. The timeline could change a little bit. Because we've been on our side since October, at least 2010, when I noticed, and that's a little over 10 years and 5 months, and I expected more out of Tribulations than I saw, and the quickening hasn't been exactly what I read. Although I'm telling you right now, it's gonna change real soon. Overnight. But I expected more. I just did. You know, because all the hype and shit. So watching this whole fucking slow train wreck has been painful, man. And not knowing the timeline, I'm kind of glad I know when Tribulations is supposed to be over-ish, about 10 years and 5 months. I'm giving 11 years, even 11 years, fucking, we're into it now. We're in the fucking, we're in the quickening. And that's why people are starting to notice there's things going on. We had 2-foot corn this year. I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything close to what we had harvest-wise this year. Not only, I keep harping on the corn, but that's because I'm surrounded by it. and it died. But everything else went crazy too. We're getting too much sunlight at night. It's just all there is to it.
Being confined, being submerged underwater. Watching Houdini cheat near death is compelling and cathartic, like waking from a nightmare. There is a powerful sense
Clocks are running faster than your phones because they're setting the time back. John, further confirmation. John and I are seeing the same thing, and have been for a few months now since we started looking. I was like, "Hey, John, are you noticing your fucking digital clock's fucked up?" Because all of a sudden, my digital clock can't keep time. It's not just mine. They're messing with that world clock.
And it disorienting. You rapidly miss the capacity to think.
Quite a bit of pressure on your face when you're hanging upside down. Yeah. You probably have the same thing. When you're hanging upside down, it's hard to get that last breath.
Interesting. Well, one of these days, these things are coming out of the shadow. I've seen a couple of questionable things at night myself, and it's usually under a cloud cover. So I can't.
Yeah, it is.
We're surrounded, folks. I've seen the big dark ones, but I mean, I've seen some light sources too. And I couldn't verify it. Too cloudy, too hazy. Couldn't see it.
With Houdini immersed in the tank, red curtain came across. The audience ran, waiting for Houdini to escape.
Moved a whole hour late. I know that caught me by surprise. When the fuck? See, and Kat over there, everybody else doesn't do the fucking for 2 more weeks, man. We usually don't for 2 more. Why did they change it this year? Why are we fucking jumping ahead early this year? That's still fucking. I haven't figured that out yet. Yeah, well, you're still a week out. I guess it's been a week since we talked about it, since it happened. Yeah, it's 2 weeks off. And so is the fall. The fall back, they have scheduled 2 weeks off too from them for some reason. And I don't understand that because we've never fucking sprung ahead this early in the year that I'm aware of ever.
In the era of the silent movie, Houdini flourished, embracing the new techniques and making.
Yeah, well, that's why I keep trying to send people out at night to look at these big ass fucking shadows behind us. Somebody came back with, "Yeah, I saw a star that looked really, really bright." I was like, "Yeah, you weren't looking at the right one." This is dark. This is a dark spot in your fucking sky. You're going to see it if you go look. It's bigger than what you want it to be.
The number one. So he creates incredible stuff here in Times Square. He hung up there.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're 2 weeks off from you now, all of a sudden, and that doesn't make any sense. Why would we do that? What sense does that make? What purpose does that serve? I mean, we've always argued about the fucking setting back the clocks anyways, and time, it's fucking ridiculous. I agree, it's fucking ridiculous. We should set it and leave it. What the fuck purpose does it? Why did they stagger it like that? Why did they move ours 2 weeks? It's fucked with my sleep more than usual because I think it just because it surprised me. I wasn't ready for it.
What he did. Yes.
Yeah, 2 on each side. They've totally. Yeah, I know, Kat. I don't understand what the fuck for though. It's really weird because there's no explanation for it. It just fucking boop, here it is. It's fucking spring ahead this week. And yeah. Here we are. I'm like, okay. I've totally become, well, not totally, but it's I'm trying to swing it back around to where I got a real schedule, but it's the week has been fucked up to begin with. Just so much going on. And then today I got out. It was 82 fucking degrees outside, man. And it took it out of me. It took it out of me. I was done, man. I was like, all right, nap time. I'm still wore out. I mean, my body's like, what did you do to me? Oh, fuck.
Well, there was some kind of democratic side to Houdini performing hundreds of thousands.
Stop making sense. Yeah. Well, you got to have the proper context to look at government. Hi, Viper. Yeah, it was way earlier than I was totally unprepared for it. I'm still in the mentality of, yeah, it's fucking winter, and then fucking all of a sudden the clock changed. I was like, did they change an hour last night? She was like, yeah, we sprung ahead. And I was like, since when? It ain't fucking spring. It's not. But it was 80 fucking. Maybe it's that. Maybe they wanted people to associate the 82 fucking degrees in the warm up for spring or something. And shit. And they moved spring break earlier this year.
Was impressing his mouth.
They want people to fucking associate with we're in spring now. Thank you for helping me figure that shit out. I couldn't figure out why the hell they do it. I was trying to think business wise or something, and I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I'm all like, you know what they want people to do? It was 82 fucking degrees today. Uh-oh. I'm a little apprehensive about summer at this point. I don't know, man. Oh, shit. Blame it on the Russians. They were rushing. rushing to beat the Chinese who were rushing. Oh my god.
Now owns
Huh. Yeah, the light at night is, we can't see it very well, but you can see the results of it. It's like being in a disco club. It's pretty fucking interesting. But yeah, that's why our fucking plants did so shitty. If y'all trying to grow, you need to do it in a controlled environment where you control the light and day of your plants, because that shit don't work like it used to anymore. And that's why we had such failures this year. The lighting is fucked, and that's very key in plants. You know, they can't sleep in the daytime. I obviously. Yeah, well, yeah, you can see the extra radiation in the clouds all day too, that are trying to form out there, and then the swirls come in, and fucking woo, everything gets turned upside down. It's fucking great, man. It's gonna do nothing but accelerate from when I first said it way back that long ago. It's just a little bit more tomorrow than it was yesterday. It might not be noticeable until the end of the week, but it's going to continue getting more and more every day because that's the process we're in now. Just like, and it goes to figure. I mean, look, you got a row of magnets, and there's a couple of engines pushing them together. At first, they're just gonna and then settle in, But at some point, like the point we're at right now, every day you're gonna see it exponentially more and more because it's crushing everything. Instead of everything sliding into place, well, now all the magnets. You look at the fucking asphalt; it's nonstop because all the magnets are pushing now. At what speed it picks up, I don't know. I'm telling you right now, it's a little bit quicker than the fucking slow train wreck a lot of us been watching, isn't it? People are like, "What date?" I'm like, tomorrow. I don't know. Next week. I'm not even going to try. This is a process that I've never actually seen. I understand. It's easy to understand. We're in a magnet chain. We're being pushed together. That's the way it works. Woo. At some point, something's going to give. It's not. It's not rocket science. That's for damn sure. It's Scientific Lee with his fucking handheld magnets talking about. Look at the closed field lines. That's what it is. And it has, and I was telling you that eventually we'll see that interaction that we're seeing. From this point forward, your guess is as good as mine, man. This shit's like I said. I mean, we're gonna go boing. What it looks like, fuck, I don't know. I knew what it would look like once we got to this point, but yeah, your guess is as good as mine from now on. Hey, like that shit. I'm just calling it as I see it. At this point, what can I say? I always have been. I haven't been trying to call out anything that I'm guessing on. It's all been pretty obvious what I've been pointing out. I think I'm not a genius. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're a genius." No, fuck, I am not. Oh dear. If I'm a genius, we're in worse trouble than I thought.
Instead, he would spend time performing magic to trick children in career instead of down. Houdini just kept on strike, performing the most demanding.
Get yourself some sleep on your coffee. We'll see you in about 20 minutes when Joe gets up. They're still talking about Houdini.
Work is killing much farther.
I want want to catch the end of it because there's another one on here I want to watch or listen to at least. It's Sunday. It's a beautiful day. But yeah, if I'm going to get any work done tomorrow on these kings and queens, I'm going to have to get some kind of sleep tonight. Because I know I'd get down there. My body feels like I've done stuff today. I feel sunbaked. You know what I mean? You know how in the summertime you just fucking go out and you do a little bit of shit and then the sun just fucking, oh, I feel like that today. It's kind of odd because in my mental state, I'm still in winter, man. It was 82 today. It was beautiful. I didn't complain one bit. I'm not complaining. Thank you, God. It was a beautiful day. I'm just saying, I wasn't really ready for it, I don't think. Although I was more than ready for it. I was like, whoa, yeah. I was like, oh my God. Fuck yeah. I'm going for a drive. Let's go. Beautiful day. Fucking 82 degrees. Been in the fucking house for months. It's cold for you. It's 30 something out there right now. It's cold. Talking about snow Monday. Yay for 82 one day though, man. I was fucking so happy. I love 82. 82 is my perfect temperature. I mean, like anything under 70, I'm cold. Anything over 100, yeah, it's a little too hot. But 82, that's my Goldilocks zone right there, buddy. I'm fucking yes. I'm in it. Easter snow talk, huh? Yeah, 82 is like perfect, isn't it? I mean, that's the perfect temperature. 82. I was very happy with it today. I was so fucking excited. But yeah, that isn't going to happen again for a while. It says. I was kind of hoping for another one tomorrow, but I hadn't looked. Like I said, I was just enjoying the one today. So. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold and snow again, and then warm up to the 60s. We're going to be bouncing like the pogo stick.
October 31st, 1926, Halloween. Houdini died at the age of 52.
That's absolutely normal. If you have a polar vortex, 3 suns converging in your system.
Houdini's funeral procession passed through Times Square.
Well, the weather, the up and down is because of the polar vortex, of course. But the polar vortex is because that's what tilted us 10 years ago. That's Ra. Ra's the big part of the vortex, and our sun is still the smaller part of the vortex, which is just, it's been growing bigger and bigger since 2010 every year. The weatherman has made it a point. You go back and look at your weather, fucking either weather channel, all of them. We're mentioning your polar vortex since 2010 when we tilted. That's what clued me in. That's why I know. I've been watching. And every year they're like, oh, the polar vortex is bigger this year. And I'm like, yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Because the fucking sun that's making that fucking polar vortex is closer this year. But the weatherman never said that. I think he was trying to. Some of them looked like they were trying to. Real meteorologists were trying to fucking accentuate The polar vortex is bigger this year. Every year, man. Right up to this year. And it's huge. Have you looked at it? It's like, oh my God, what the fuck? Is it polar? Where's that's 3/4 of the fucking North Hemisphere, and then you got your other swirl over there. I'm like, that's polar. It's spread beyond the pole. Oh my God. If you have menopause, I might have menopause. Is it near the Big Dipper? You don't need nothing to see it, huh? Because I got a Big Dipper. It's right there right now. I know where it is. I look at night. I look at night and get my orientations to see if I even need to look in the day. I'm just more familiar with my stars. And right now, I gotta tell you, everything's off. Spell check. Oh shit. You better not spell check wrong or spell nothing wrong in this chat. There's a bunch of motherfuckers want to run around spell checking fucking YouTube channels. Think they're doing society some good. You fucking kidding me? I was having an argument with Jesus. He was real nice about it. I was being pretty nice too. I mean, it's Jesus.
Story is refugee.
I told him, he said something about, I don't even remember what he said, but I told him, I said something about, yeah, especially when you're dealing with Toth the Narsu / fucking Jesus, the demon. He's like, you got to be careful with those rabbit holes. They might make you say stuff like Jesus is a demon. I said, well, I can tell right now you haven't read your fucking Bible canon, the original books of the Bible. I don't know why anybody would go to a report on something if they could look at the something. Because I want to look at the something myself. I'll keep the report in mind, but I want to look at the something. And if I'm looking at the something and it doesn't fucking correlate with the fucking report, I'm going to have to write a new report. The Bible's a fucking lie. Read canon, you'll see. And they even tell you in the Bible it's a lie. And I saw that long before I realized how deep of a lie it is. And it's got a little bit of truth in it. It does. Just like any great lie would. It has to have some kind of fucking ringing of truth or it just won't fucking work. That is the greatest lie. It contains truth. That's why I'm so fucking open about everything.
To the Greeks, it was
it's all got to be exposed.
Connecting them to their archaic
That's
when the distance between heaven and earth.
That's why I send people
But as well as
to
providing
lead
the
or
past,
homebrews.
Delphi was
You
also
can't
a
learn
world
this shit from
future.
me. Do you know how many times a day I get accused of being a cult leader? I don't want to teach nobody nothing. I draw a map, show you what I know, yell at you. I ain't fucking. This will not fall into a fucking bullshit category. This is fucking. We read this on the fucking walls. Creator intervened, and this is the way it is, and that's the way it's going to stay. That's why I don't have donates or any options like this shit. This is fucking. This is too important. This information is way the fuck too important to be allowed to be misconstrued or anything like that. So I've got to stay pretty independent of it. And I can't spoon feed people and sit here fucking tell you what to believe and shit. I'm just going to show you the fucking physics and expect you to go learn. Because I did. And I'm not a fucking genius, for fuck's sake. They were geniuses when they were carving this shit globally. Absolute fucking genius. They knew when we saw these things, we'd understand what we were telling ourselves, and that's genius. Don't let it be mistaken of mine.
Nowhere more so than in Athens, where philosophers speculated that the sun was a red hot rock, and the playwright Aristophanes joked, thunder is just a bad egg.
And omission of truth is the same thing. It's a lie. If you know the truth, you need to tell the truth. Isn't that?
In Sparta, they cure in the Eurotas Valley.
Especially if you're seeing the lie hurt people. I mean that for me puts a little priority pin up there.
Now, revolution that had created
those are horrible lies. I fought in the one for MaryWanna's, and at the time, I and without this information, I thought it truly was the fight that would save the world because of the hemp fuel and etc., food, everything, poverty, starvation, all that shit going. Well, fuck, man, we've even got better than that now. Fucking eternally moving parts with no fuel, and eternally trickling energy with no moving parts. What can't we do at this point? That's just the beginning, little baby steps of this shit, little working models of, and I still got a lot of questions. I don't know how much voltage, but it lights an LED, doesn't it? That's enough, man. We see it in Egypt where they was like big light bulbs with a big old box of fucking battery, or not batteries, but fucking magnets. Well, good. You know what that does? That weeds people out. If you want to know, you're going to go know. If you don't know, then I'm not going to waste my time with you. And if you decide to go know later, then that's great. We can talk. That's the level of where I'm at. I don't know if I could ever leave that level at this point. Because I've tried to hold hands and walk people through individually for hours and days. I've spent days with folks, talk hours and hours a day, and days in a row, trying to educate them on fucking lunar phase and field rotation, and it doesn't work that way. They have to see it for themselves. That's all there is to it. And I've wasted days of my life on idiots. I'm not going to do it again.
Syracuse had been found during the period of colonization.
So that's why I do it. That's like self-preservation almost. And I've just come to realize that, honest to God, no matter what I do, I can't open their eyes. They have to open their eyes and look for themselves. The more I talk, the more they're going to believe me. And that's the last thing they need to do, because believing me is going to get them fucking killed. They need to know this shit.
enemies such big that they
Yeah, I know. I know. And I know I do. It's been one of my worst enemies all throughout my life. But I wouldn't have a different one. Because it's just because of society and the way it is. People don't like the truth, and they never have. In my whole life, they've never fucking appreciated the truth. And well, some people do, of course. I mean, a lot of people don't. They just don't. Yeah, but that's just tough shit. Because that's all I've got. Honestly, in the end of the day, all you have is your word and what your word's worth, right? You're looking in the mirror. Can you respect that person? That's it. Doesn't matter how much fucking money you got or whatever. Can you live with yourself? You know that's a hard fucking thing. I've seen what money does and power does and shit. I've walked in the fucking shoes, and I don't like them. They stink. I'd rather walk around barefoot all day, every day, than be in those shoes. I don't know how people fill them. I really don't know how people fill those shoes. It really has escaped me for a long time. I don't understand for personal gain. How can you harm somebody or something like that? Got to be out of ignorance. And if that's it, then give them to me because we're going to unignorant somebody.
Despite bad accusations flying around, he's getting that sound, and
you don't need any help. That's what I'm saying. You know, I don't want to fill those shoes.
Eventually, your boss, you call him, face charges,
that's really the only division, us and them, and there's so few of them that they got to keep us at each other's throats. The moment we start uniting is, well, that's what they don't want. And everything that we see, everything we've been told, is geared around that. From the atomic to the galactic, right through our fucking hearts, skins, souls, religions, everything. Everything, even the math in the bathrooms now. I mean, they are throwing out anything and everything they can to divide any and everybody. And we should just stop that. Because it's to the level of absurdity. I think it's to the level that people should look at it and be like, why would anybody argue over any of this shit? We need to stop harming each other. Period.
Everyone was to make the conquest of Timea, wife of the Spartan king Anchises. Sparta's sexual codes that Christian on the rest of Greece. Elsewhere, adultery punishment by death. Sparta, married women could send their husbands to join multiple sexual partners.
Yeah, division is enemy. Just let it go. That's what. That's why we're in this mess. Because we're so fucking divided, we can't even pay attention to the moon. The moon has been doing cartwheels for fucking 10 years and nobody noticed. And we're down here fucking hating on each other. Hey, y'all fools. For 10 years, I've been having fucking rotten food thrown at me because I'm pointing at the fucking moon. My people on the Facebook would say, "I love the moon. Oh, it's gonna be a wolf moon. It's gonna be a Buddha Peter moon. This fucking." I'm like, you know, you could mention the fact that it's gonna do fucking cartwheel tonight, if you wanted to help people out, you know, these people are my friend. They come ask me for a friendship. I've never asked anybody for a friendship on fucking Facebook. You would think, I thought that they realized who I was because that's what I put out there and would look and learn, and that doesn't happen. They just want to socialize. I'm like, you know, that's all good, but it's not what I do on Facebook. That is literally just where I go and document the shit that I find. And yeah, I get people over there trying to talk a lot and get quiet real fast to find that block button. a lot of people do. A lot of people do. This is information that's very enticing, of course. It's lost information. It's fucking very useful information, very valuable information, and I would hope everybody would learn like y'all. Go and look and do your homework. If you don't know it, you know you're in trouble. And I'm just trying to do what I can to put it out there. And it's funny. I'm getting stupid with my shit. I mean, I'm just trying to detail down and get crazy with these fucking predictions because I know what's happening. I'm really good at it. But it's physics. It's just fucking physics. But it seems to maybe be getting some attention. And I'm yelling at people and shit. People I know the more noise I make, the more people are going to look. And if somebody's smart enough to fucking be like, you mean the moon's doing cartwheels? They'll look. They'll fucking look. It doesn't take that smart of a person to look. It's just smarter than the average. Exactly. People that really want to know are going to look. And I'll be there for them. And I can tell. All of a sudden, I'll see them making remarks. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Up through videos, and then they'll have a question. And I'll be like, yeah. Because then I'll talk to them if they're fucking in there looking. And I've got a lot of them in there looking right now. And I always have a few, but a lot of them sit on that fucking front page up there and start fucking, what's this all about? On the video, I just explained where they have to go to find out. I'm like, why didn't you just fucking do what I told you to go find out? My words are cheap. These are my words. These are cheap. God. You usually roll with your joints. I used to roll joints till I started blowing glass. So it was like, fuck that, man. I'll save me $1 on my papers. It's been an interesting trip, I'll tell you what. I wouldn't trade it. It's been aggravating too, I'll tell you that. I still wouldn't trade it because people are waking up. There's a lot more watching the moon than when I started 10 years ago. And a lot more than what's on my channel too. Like I said, Jason's got his whole fucking neighborhood woke up. To the point that one of the guys moved out. They had a new neighbor move in, and the whole neighborhood converged on him. Look at the moon! I was like, oh fuck. Get your magnet, man. Fucking new guy's probably like, oh shit. The fuck? I moved into the Moonies. Oh god. He'll be looking at his moon though. Oh god. I have some hemp papers. Those are pretty good. I like those. I do. Of course I roll joints. I'm old. I usually roll them if I'm going on a car trip or something because you can't really be smoking and driving. So. I don't want to bring my bowl along. They frown on that, even if it's in the glove box.
The man who delivered the final blow by Lysander. He was a Spartan. His origins were humble. He was unmocked.
57-year eclipse. That's a long eclipse. Or does it happen every 57 years? A special eclipse or something.
Despite his mixed parents, Lysander qualified for
Hey, Daniel. Oh, my song. I was like, I can't even remember how I found that song. But when I did, I was like, oh, fuck, this is just, it's perfect for the moment. So that's what I went with. I was going with Jingle Bells. I worded it differently though, because I always like type in like Jingle fucking bells or some shit like that. I think I might have fucking Jingle Bells or something like that, and it came up. I was like, oh god, suck my fucking cock to Jingle fucking bells. It was destiny. Divine intervention, call it. I don't know. It had to happen. That's the story. I'm sticking to it. I was too. I was like, oh my god. And then I tried to so not laugh while it was hard. I heard myself. I'm like, a couple of times. I'm like, oh god. I wouldn't be a very good TV guy with the straight face kind of thing. Yeah, that was a great song. Yeah, I couldn't help myself. I was like, oh god.
The climax came in the year 405 BC.
He got pretty graphic. I was like, oh god, that's good shit. I might piss off a person or two with this one. I thought it was too. Hey there, Cosmic. How are you doing? Yeah, I thought it was perfect too, because I was on a suck my dick day anyway. It came in all happy with Jingle Bells. I was like, oh fuck no. Wait, this isn't the words I remember. Well, yeah, no, Miss Raymond, I found myself a dirty, dirty version.
And then this time
I just ran with it. Oh man.
and as the city walls burnt down and Sparta was recognized all over the world, Lysander watched the clear girls singing
I've been invaded.
dancing in
What do you want?
serenade.
Get up here. Come on, you little shitball. Huh? You're a shitball. You are. You're just a little ball of poo. Little shit flowers.
Rose Spartan collaborators took over the city.
She's so lovely, lovely, lovely. I'm so little. I'm so little. He is. He's just teeny.
Somehow managed to sweep his way back to the affections of the Athenians. In the wake of defeat,
You can't have any of that. That's cocoa. Yeah, it's stinky. It's stinky. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it at all. Say hi, I'm Chico. I'm a little shit flower. He came looking for his girlfriend in a lap. he's a little shit. Uh-oh. I think he might have to go to the bathroom. Where did my video go? Did I? Shit. Did I miss it? Did I lose it? I think I lost it. Shit. Hang on. Ah, here we go. The man who made witchcraft pagan. That's the title of this one. The man who made witchcraft pagan.
Is one of the fastest growing religions in the world. Its followers call themselves witches, worship the goddess of nature, and believe in the power to cast.
You know who doesn't want to look at the moon? Wiccans.
Witches are. There's no doubt about it. A long-held presumption. We worship.
It's a phenomenon, man. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't know if the fucking moon's. How can you call yourself a Wiccan? Anyways, I'm gonna take these dogs outside. He needs to go poop, I think. He was adopted. Some lady walked up into the art gallery there in Galveston and says, "Can you take my dog? I can't take care of him." I was like, I took one look at that. Did you see his crooked tail? Come here, dummy. Come on.
I want to find out how this extraordinary English reinvented witchcraft became Britain's first.
I took one look at this little tail. Look at that little hook on it. It looks like somebody slammed his shit in the door. So I took one look at that. I was like, oh, damn. So I started feeling sorry for him. I was like, well, if Patches don't eat them, we can keep them. And we put a muzzle on Patches. And yeah, he's been humping her leg ever since. He was born like that. Come to find out, that's Chico's very valuable. He's a purebred fucking Mexican Chihuahua. My dope dealer that I've been calling my Mr. Weed dealer, he ain't called back in 6 months because he's unemployed because all the clubs moved in. Well, he said his wife would kill me for my dog. I was like, oh fuck. Don't tell her I got Chico. What do you want? You want to go poop? You gotta go poop? Oh my god, he's so excited. No. He's very excited. He's like, I want poop, I got poop. I got poop, I fucking got poop. You got poop. I've been infiltrated. Chico got poop. He's got a poop. He's certain of it. You got a poop. You do. You got a poop. Do you really? I'm sure. You got poop. All right. That's cool. I'll be back. Listen to the witches. Yes. I'm coming.
And what we're here to do is to have a Wiccan-based ceremony to remember what's sacred about us and about the connection to the land and the place that we live. And it's customary in Wicca that there aren't observers, there are only participants. So I'd like to invite you to join us if you'd be willing to.
I'd be honoured. I'm a bit nervous.
When doing a Wiccan ritual, one feels
She's too fucking loud.
We make a Wiccan ceremony by casting a circle, and that's done with a wand. What it's like to cast a circle is to make a space that is completely within nature in order that we can leave aside those things that we have to deal with every day. But this is a place of rest. There's a part of the ceremony in which we consecrate one another. And in that moment, we're doing the balancing act, which is remembering the divinity that dwells within. So when we consecrate each other with the salt and the water, we're remembering, you're a human being in front of me, but you too are divine.
Blessed be.
When doing a Wiccan ritual, one feels in connection with something very, very old and very beautiful and very connected to the earth. And all the tension of all the duties and all the things that we have to carry, I just feel it just draining away.
Blessed be. Now, I thought that was a lovely ritual. There's clearly more going on here than just a bunch of people having a good time in the wood. There's something quite deep. But does it bring me any closer to understanding what Wicca actually is? Rituals like this, with their reverence for nature, feel like the continuation of a very ancient tradition. But in fact, nothing could be further from the truth, because Wicca doesn't have its origins in the mists of time, but in 1930s Dorset. In 1938, the 52-year-old ex-colonial gent called Gerald Gardner retired with his wife to the south coast of England. This is Highcliffe, an archetypal conservative English community with its village church, Rotary Club, and Tory MP. But hidden just beneath the surface 75 years ago was something a lot stranger, and Gerald wasn't long in finding it.
Get some milk.
For one thing, Highcliffe was a hot spot for naturists. And despite his eminently respectable appearance, Gerald liked nothing more than taking his clothes off.
Well, Gardner moved to this area in 1938, and this is the house that he bought.
Wow.
And this is where Gerald and his naturist friends would have enjoyed the sunshine.
It's almost the perfect private nudist paradise. It is large, it's sunny, it's open, yet it's well hidden. Gerald had found the perfect retirement spot, and he wasn't alone. Bankers, accountants, teachers, and a host of tea and scones types seemed to be keen on retiring disgracefully.
Oh yeah, if I'm getting milk, of course I'm getting
A rather
cookies.
jokey piece which appeared in Christchurch Times in 1939. The instance of theft with the neighbours of the Altonson Road.
You recognize them at $1.75
was rented a second
for the
floor
same
back.
back
Says his
box. You guys pay like what,
has
$4,
entirely
$5,
changed
$6
in the last
for?
few weeks. He is now
His little
no
Girl
use for
Scout.
his car
I get
or
these
fishing
all
boat.
year round.
Wishes to exchange it for anything useful.
My
and
favorite
also
cookie
had a
in
dark
the world.
And
Same cookie.
I
Look,
think he was going to develop and print his own photographs.
same
Maybe
fucking
that
cookie.
they were of an interest nature. That it was not the sort of thing you want to take along to your local chemist. Because
I get them at the
spread there.
Family Dollar.
He would stand out when he arrived because he would look so different. He had this shock of white hair, and
yeah, they got the
I remember
mint ones and the peanut butter ones too.
And I know
all of them.
They would cross the road that he was a bit odd looking.
They all the exact same cookie. I was like, holy shit! I've been in heaven ever since. I like the peanut butter ones too because they got that big old slab of peanut butter over the top. It's
He was
just
seeking
fucking.
something strange, and in 1939 he found it. Gerald was about to become a witch.
Oh God! No, you don't.
Has a remarkable
You'd be sticky in places and crunchy in others.
On a night in 1939, but a middle-aged man called Gerald Gardner was apparently initiated
Oh God!
I was blindfolded, clasped from behind.
But it is mighty good. It's all slathered in chocolate.
Gerald claimed into a room full of witches, all similarly new, and then given the secrets of an ancient magical religion.
No, you can always count I'm in a good mood.
Pushed through a door.
Man, I gotta get in the mood to fucking make a video. If I avoided my channel over there, I'd be perpetually in a good mood.
From that night until his death, nearly
But if I'm looking for inspiration for a next video, all I gotta do is go read my chat. It's like, oh God!
and crucially, he initiated others with her so would not die with her. The question is, what kind of man in
In this last video,
decides to
I
become a witch?
totally forgot to fucking show
Clues about
the Dingley Cobra at all.
becoming Britain's most famous witch.
So it is kind of like,
His earlier
what's
life.
this crazy guy talking about?
Gerald Gardner came from a family with a maybe
And I'm like,
he grew up in Lancashire, but at the age of
because somebody asked, he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I like your energy and shit, but
and he never went to school.
wow. I'm like, I didn't show you my Dingley Cobra, did I?
But the family never really reclaimed him.
I told him where to go.
More or less left on his own. To learn.
Oh.
Gerald became very well travelled very quickly.
What do you do? Making 1,000 videos about the Dingley Cobra and I forgot one. I was like, oh shit. I didn't even include Bra at all. I talked about him a lot.
Gerald went out and studied
Like these, I forget new people are coming every day. And I took a nap and I swear to God, my count jumped like 200. I'm like, what the fuck could have happened there?
Was putting a young girl into trance. Disease was driven out of their bodies by spells. Magic to these tribal people was a matter of fact affair. It was real. Gerald says it was really quite an atmosphere. It was quite unlike anything.
I'll tell you what, I'm surprised Raw hasn't been just up in the sky singing Hallelujah for the last 6 months. But I'm seeing pictures of the sunrise and sunsets and shit that are just incredible. And I'm like, well, there he is. It's just black light. Hard to see. Imagine that. Fucking.
And it wasn't long before he was following in his footsteps, experimenting with seances.
It's hard to.
The tribal rituals
It's a sun.
in Malaya only cemented this.
And you can't see it.
Powerful.
It's a living sun. It's way higher energy than our sun.
So, with the time
and you can't see the shit.
Gerald had been studying magic for decades.
It's the black star. It's the dark star. It's the all that shit that we've heard of.
Freemasons were based nearby.
Except for the red stuff.
He found a people.
The red stuff's all Horus.
Like-minded and similar.
Two different entities. That's why all these stories have been so confused. One, they never tell you any of them is right. Two, you're guessing it, and one of them describes something, and then another one describes something else, and it's like, well, these don't even correlate. Well, of course they don't. We got two different suns coming in every now and again. One of them come back. One of them come back. Only every few, God knows how many thousands of years, all three of them come back.
He began taking part in
that right there is an event.
The New Forest. But what did witches actually do? And at this point in British history, what did it mean to call yourself a witch? As Gerald tells me, after his initiation, he and his coven began to work rituals in the New Forest. And they certainly started.
You got your shades on to go look at the moon.
Very day.
Hardcore.
I'd come to meet Wickham priestess.
Actually, I didn't even see mine.
Demonstrate a ritual that Gerald and his coven would
It
recognize.
probably set already.
It's based on a traditional kind of healing spell, but the way it's done in a group, casting a circle, using certain words,
Or it's way
all
over here.
comes from Gerald.
Let me go check.
So we've got some hazelnuts here in the cauldron.
Grab a
What we're gonna
cookie
do
for the
is
journey.
imbue them with some of our wishes and strengths, things that we think we can use in the dark of the year coming.
Does this actually involve casting a spell?
That's exactly what we're doing. Earth and water, air and fire, charge these seeds with our desire.
Natural objects, in this case hazelnuts, are charged with energy designed to cure winter ailments. And as I've got a cold, I'm hoping that it might help me. Pandora, I think I know what's going on.
Not visible from my
It's
location.
as if we were charging these material objects with our own spiritual energy, with the support of other spiritual entities which you invite into our circle. Is that kind of right, or is there?
The other thing to add into it too is we're adding our own energies, because what we do is we've taken that energy that's around us and we've pulled it into ourselves, and because we've got ourselves moving, we've used that energy within us to charge it.
Mine doesn't do anything but make it look like a
How this
circle.
sort of thing would have seemed to most people in
Circle's blurry light.
1949. To most residents of Highcliffe, had they but known the truth, Gerald would have seemed little short of insane. But was this all madness? Or was Gerald
Installing the
following tradition?
light in the she shed.
In Britain, there is a long history of useful witchcraft dating back to the Middle Ages. Known as the cunning folk, these witches would cast spells to heal the sick or bring good luck. Research has shown that Gerald essentially used these spells in his own New Forest rituals. But it was his ambition that
Well,
set Gerald apart from the cunning folk of old.
I use these
English folklore spells
Didiums.
power.
They take out the
Gerald's
sodium flare.
ambitions to use magic
Then I put a
on
welding
grand
mask over
scale
mine to look at the
changed
sun,
not just your health,
but that
the
allows me
entire
to look
world.
directly into the sun.
He was about to test
And I
his
could-
newfound
I could
magical
stare at it a good
powers
long time
against
like that.
something truly dangerous. As just across the sea, Hitler
This
began to
lens
threaten
was
the nation.
literally made to study the
When he
sun.
wasn't casting spells,
It's a
Gerald was
didymium
a prominent
lens,
member of the
and
local folk guard.
it takes out the. You've seen me do the
It
demonstration
made
where the
sense to
flames
Gerald
everywhere, and then
prepare
I
to repel
flip
the
this down, and
Nazis, not just
it's all
with
blue.
rusty
You can see
bayonets,
through it. And
but with magic. And
it
on
helps
one
me
night
see
in
what I'm doing
1940,
in my
that's
torch.
exactly what he and his coven are said to have done.
We were taken at night to a place in the forest where the great circle was erected.
Yeah, shooting anything at the sun
Comes
with
the
a
next
lens
New
is going to
Forest
have
in search of the
problems
exact location of
unless
this
it's
famous
specifically
magical
designed
spot.
to photograph the sun.
And here to talk me through it is Gerald's biographer, Philip Heselton.
Yes. We're here because Gerald Gardner said we were taken at night to a place in the forest. There we created the largest cone of power that we had ever attempted.
What's a cone of power?
Well, it's not a physical cone. It is something magical, something
Yeah, well,
thoughtful.
you know what's funny?
To Gerald, the threat of German invasion was the
If you're looking for footage, it's out there.
demonstrate the true power of
Some people know they've got it, some people don't.
And the great cone of power was
But
moved and slowly
I
directed in the
when
general direction of
Daza was on his rant, what I did, because I ain't got a camera to take that shit. I don't need a fucking camera. I never wanted a camera to take a shit. I wanted everybody to look at their fucking moon in the first place. That was my whole point. You need to look at this shit. Don't believe me. And don't think I'm crazy. Fucking look at the fucking moon. It's doing cartwheels. Oh, my whole point.
Towards the fire, but at the same time raising this code power.
But yeah, he wanted footage, so I got on the fucking Google and I was like, full moon time lapse. I didn't even say anything about moon rolling. I was like, well, if people are recording the moon, they will record the same thing we're seeing. Guess what?
Yes, because
they did. And it's there, thousands and thousands and thousands of people. Some of them were like, why is my moon fucking looking weird? Some are like, just set up and watch it. You know? It's there.
You cannot cross the sea. You cannot come. You cannot come.
This was, if you like, the life force individuals coming out. This was important. But they were prepared to sacrifice themselves, if necessary, in order to achieve this objective.
Now, from the perspective of the present day, this story might seem...
I got you at Prince Albert.
Which is effectively sacrificing their lives in order to create a spell to ward off the Nazis. But Hitler didn't come.
Hi, Sam.
The British government seemed to feel threatened by the power of magic. Shortly after Gerald's Cone's power ritual, a spiritualist called Helen Duncan was actually prosecuted for occult activities. Duncan had rattled twitchy naval officers and attracted the attention of the authorities in 1944 when she held seances in Portsmouth and began answering questions about people's relatives.
It's been a few days. It's been a crazy week.
Good at her prophecies alarmed the security forces.
I was on the phone the first few days. And then, it got to be 82 today, and I just went out. Enjoyed the sun. It's cold again.
He was drawing closer to the most notorious magician in the entire world, Aleister Crowley, known as the Great Beast. Crowley was an infamous magician whose alleged black magic had earned him the title wickedest man in the world. Never far from controversy, Crowley could have a distinct dark take on the occult.
I simply went over to Satan's side. I found myself passionately eager to set my new master.
It's a beautiful day here too. Fucking, I didn't know what to do with myself. He said 11 Celsius. Man, I'd still be cold at 11 Celsius. I think we're supposed to get up around that tomorrow. About 60.
Where Crowley's brand of magic could be laughed, was interested in the positive side.
But Monday we're supposed to be having snow. And tonight it's in the 30s. So yeah, odd. But, I'll take the nice 80 degrees.
And sold rare texts with instructions on how to summon the dead, talk to angels, and wield supernatural powers.
Even if it is just one day. I don't know if I could take 2 days in a row feeling the way I do right now. What's up, Shunka? How you doing? Like I said, my body feels like I was in a midsummer sun all day. And I wasn't all day. And I was out there for a few hours today, but I mean, I got body tired from it.
You've always been treated as equal.
What do you think, Gerald Gardner?
My father used to come home saying,
Trying to get the roadblocks back. She's terrified, huh?
his hair goes this way, his beard goes that way. And he had started.
Yeah, I am. My sleep schedule's fucked up. Can you tell? It's fucking 2 o'clock. I just woke up a couple hours ago from a nap. It was 82 degrees today. And I was out in the sun for a couple hours, and I feel like I just, you know how you get like, oh, After you've been in the sun in the summertime, I feel like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep soon. That's why we're not in the dungeon. I just realized I haven't been on in days. I missed y'all. I figured y'all probably want to know what was going on. Nothing's going on. My sleep schedule's fucked up. It's been a busy week. My car fucking broke down last week and shit. I had running to do. You know. Oh, I will.
Which is initially quite young, but of course,
Huh.
Just a few years previous, Gardner did.
Yeah, I feel great. I mean, I really do. But I feel like because I mean, I was in the sun all day, man. It was fucking beautiful. But it's got me fucking like feeling like I'm drained. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. You bet. My alternator burned out right after I got my fucking kiln fixed. I was like, and one thing after another.
Those days, to proclaim yourself a public witch was illegal, and to be involved in the occult made you a social pariah.
Yeah, you know, that's how I've felt for a long time now, Miss Raymond, which is funny.
It was a very risky religion.
That cartwheeling moon has kept me grounded, that I know I'm right. Because I know, like, you know, I was taught to navigate in a wartime situation, not in a fucking college classroom. I've explained there's a big difference between, well, there was, I don't know now. They've changed all kinds of shit in the military, but you used to fucking have to know this shit, man. And if you didn't, you just ain't getting qualified. And they'd test you on it like different ways. And fucking if you didn't know it, you didn't know it, and you wouldn't get qualified. I was qualified. I knew the shit. And they taught me how to fucking use that moon as a tool. And it's like riding a bike. You don't fucking forget how.
It could be seen.
And that's why I noticed it so long ago.
Those in the know.
One look, I was like, oh. I had to look at. I was like, just to make sure. And then I stood there and stared, and I realized I'm on my knees crying because I got a 6-year-old in there, and I'm on my side. It freaked me out. I didn't have nobody to go chat with. So that's how it happened.
Campaign by spiritualist MPs supported by Winston Churchill, who himself had become interested in the occult.
Yeah, they're gonna lock up your. Oh, Shankar. What we're gonna do?
Since his New Forest initiation, Gerald had become something of a man.
What are they gonna do? Lock Ra out with their fucking gate guard?
He borrowed heavily from both English folklore, which
I truly, I am so, my heart's broke. Damn it.
Most notably the pentagram, where in fact ancient symbols have been adopted by Freemasons.
I had held out the natives themselves, the community would have noticed and wouldn't be fooled by this.
But to see some of these, you have to go to a rather
But as we see, that's not the case.
I've come here in pursuit of one of the most significant collections of Wiccan artifacts in the world.
Unfortunately, it's just not the case. What? And you said there was a bunch of your elders just died too, which really is upsetting because I spoke to a 73-year-old elder of yours. She knew the fucking moon was doing cartwheels. I remember talking to your tribal elders. A very pleasant conversation. At least the ones that whatever phone number there is, they're on your powwow list.
It's a ritual night.
That person is who I spoke to. I don't understand why they're not telling everybody the fuck. It's been doing it for 10 years. Why wouldn't the elders have already told your community?
These two crowns, the priestess would wear this.
It's like they're hiding the information, just like our government is.
What he would have worn.
And it's bothersome.
Which was representative of the fallen god. So representing bodies of God. Celestial God, absolutely.
Well, I think we can go to the side. You like to try it out? If you would like to do so, yes, by all means. It's remarkably comfortable. Gerald is a practical sort of chap. But the real prize is much too valuable.
I'm just as appreciative. I'm telling you, this is divine intervention. It ain't me. Yeah, I'm just showing y'all what I learned. I learned a lot.
Now I'm being granted a remarkable
these last couple of years.
I'm about to see a wicked
I didn't have a god.
Yeah. In a secure
I suspected there might be one. Not the one I read about, because I didn't like him. If that was the God, I was going to reject him anyway. I was ready to fight with God.
This is the foundation.
That was the mental state I had been in for years. I was ready. I was ready to fight with God. I didn't give a fuck. It ain't right. You don't do that shit to people.
It's Gerald's own magical word.
I have beef with that guy in the book. Now I found out that's actually, thank God, not God.
I'd like Wicker itself to remain smart and set.
Oh, this is it. This is Gerald Gardner's first and original Book of Shadow. First of all, it's probably the most famous book.
Yeah, well,
my take on this book is I think it's
Seamus is going to lose his dad one day. I hope he doesn't hate God.
Because it's full of just everything that God learned at that stage.
That's the way life is. We learn and we move on. It's just we've been not moving on here on this planet because we've been trapped.
And this is the important part. This is a book of experience. This is a book.
We're about to move on. All of us.
This is one
in our own time.
It's a strange mix.
But this process is fixing to get broken.
It's a mixture of a book with actual rituals be used in content.
It's all good. I had to walk my dogs too.
With odds and ends taken from all sorts of sources. I call upon goddess to enlighten the hearts of
I have no other outcome but beauty. This is why would all this be revealed and all of us be coming together if it was for naught? Fuck, man, might as well go out not knowing anything, right? We're being shown this for a reason, you bet. It's beyond me, of course, because this is the creator's plan. I don't know what his fucking plan is.
That's the exciting thing.
I don't. I ain't gonna. I just know at some point we're supposed to be switching back to the original sun, and things that can't be symbiotic in nature are going to be removed.
Now he was desperate to take it.
I'm doing my best to be symbiotics and useful. You know, it's starting out baby steps. Yeah, I had never had the answer to that question. How in the hell am I supposed to be a steward? Yeah, Chico went out to go poop. He's all calm and collected now. Yeah, I had no idea how in the hell I was supposed to be a steward. How in the hell am I supposed to be? I'm eating animals. How am I supposed to be protecting the animals?
It was after
And all of them. I got rain over all the earth and all that. None of that made sense, man. Now I got a pretty good grasp on how we're going to inherit this earth.
This would become a TV moment watched by millions that gave the British public their first sight of a real live witch.
Is it true that the dancing takes place as a door naked? Yes. Now, why is that? It's the tradition.
Damn straight. That's all we can do, Shaka.
And of course, it's the word magic.
It does. Oh, I've looked back on this, and you know what?
And even in the face of some provocative questioning,
It had to be me, Sean.
Just.
It did.
I want to put this to you very frankly. I've been reading your book, and I'm tempted, but you
There ain't very many people like me. I can just get up and do stuff. If I get a fucking itch in my ass, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go do it. And one thing about me is if I see an injustice, I can't just be quiet about it. I never have been able to be quiet about it. And the bigger the injustice, the louder I get, and the more obnoxious I get about it.
What he was about was getting this thing planted in as many places as could possibly not all planted. He reckoned it was great stuff.
I know you do. We're all one. We're all in this together. And like I have said, I gave this to the world because I knew what I was doing. Before I knew Creator wanted me around, was in every atom and all that information, I knew I had to get this information to the world because if they shot me in the fucking head, everybody has to have this information. So I'm glad I haven't got shot in the head. But I gotta test that to Creator because I am certain. I'm living here, sitting here. I've told you about it. Certain they've tried to kill me before. So, but at this point, I am also just as certain that it stopped. And there's a reason, because they're learning from me too, which is a good sign. Because it's through their ignorance that they were scared of us in the first place. It's through their ignorance that they were afraid of us in the first place, because they held the same fucking power we have in our chest. And they just didn't know. They forgot, because they've been murdering each other for eons on their own planet.
Why did Gerald value publicity?
Yeah, well, meat doesn't have to suffer to die. There's better ways to kill fucking meat, but they go on the industrial scale and it gets fucking nasty. You bet.
And I think that this is what Gerald's purpose was.
And when we're in the right energy,
Several young men enjoyed Gerald's original cover.
Look at your teeth. They are not meat-eating teeth. We're meant to eat seeds. Bicuspids. They classify animals by their dentation. Your dentation screams. Even your so-called canine tooth, it's a bicuspid. It's got two sides to it. I mean, it's meant for rolling seeds and crushing seeds in. Hemp seeds in particular. Isn't it funny they fit in there and just roll real nice?
As the 60s began to swing.
Yeah. Well, it's got every damn nutrient your body needs. I try to keep a bag of it on handy for my smoothies.
It was almost as if Gerald had predicted how the world was about to change.
Seeds, nuts, and berries and shit. That's what we're supposed to be eating. And the hemp seed has every nutrient our body needs, and then some. So that's why the masses lived on it for centuries. Gruel and porridge. They just don't tell you what it was made of because they don't want you to know. That's the only thing we need to eat.
Helped in no small part by hugely successful cult movies like The Wicker Man, which provided a tantalizing.
Yeah, well, the beef, I don't eat beef a lot. Because of that, it's radiated, all kinds of shit. I'd rather have fish. It's been radiated in fucking Fukushima.
Feminist, eco-friendly,
What are you gonna do? Oh shit.
Today they can be out and proud.
Yeah, we were gatherers, wanderers, but we were also very high tech. And I think we've been high tech for a very long time until just recently.
These organizations lobby the government about the ongoing
I'm talking about millions and millions of fucking years.
Is to be found in the modern police service. I want to find out how Gerald's legacy is influencing policy and changing attitudes within some of our most respected professions. Andrew Party is spokesman for the Police Pagan Association. Border Officer Adam Ment represents pagans in the headlines. Format we use, the way things are laid out.
Drain that shit, yeah.
And when we look at it, I look at Wicca, it's probably the only religion that England has ever given the world.
I like chicken, I like fish.
And they may see
I like pork.
And they may not know
I like seafood a lot. I love shrimp. Tonight we had lobster and shrimp egg rolls for $1. Good egg rolls too, man.
And if Gerald's legacy is becoming influential in the UK, in America, his radical English faith has infiltrated the very heart of the establishment, the US military.
Catfish nuggets are delicious. I gotta agree.
Was killed in combat last September in Afghanistan. Native was a Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient. He was also a member of the Wiccan religion. Symbol is the pentacle.
Stewart was refused a Wiccan memorial because the authorities viewed his faith
A gladiator diet.
not as a true religion.
Barley, oats, and grains. Yeah, the oats are too much for me, man. It make my mouth dry.
2007, the Wiccan pentagram has been a religious symbol officially recognized by the US military.
Of course it's mustache.
Gravestones of service men and women who were killed in the line of duty. Back in the UK, Wicca's evolution shows no sign of slowing down. Indeed, it's almost certainly the fastest growing religion in the country. And what's interesting to me is that it's the younger generation that's leading the march.
Oh. Ayahuasca purple.
South London.
I can taste the purple.
It's the most magical place.
The ayahuasca. That's some good shit. Oh, shit. Oh. I love seafood too. Mostly seafood eat food. Oh man, I'll tell you, I used to like lobster a lot. It's okay. Still, I still like it.
He was so brave and
But there's this thing called a bulldozer down in the Keys. It looks like a lobster, but it ain't got no claws. Ain't got no front claws at all. It looks like a little fucking bulldozer. Oh my God, those tails are delicious. You don't have to dip them in nothing. They taste like sugar almost. They're so fucking delicious when you cook them. And they're just like a fucking lobster. I haven't had one since I've been down in Key West and caught my own. But
Wicca means to me finding my
yeah, that kind of spoiled me for lobster tail. Because every time I get a lobster tail, it's totally not even half as good as one of those fucking things that live in Key West. And they're just as big. I mean, them fucking tails on them, man, I've had some nice tails on them fucking, ooh boy, full meal. So sweet.
Spirituality inspires God as young followers. Wicca is about the power of magic. Magic changed Gerald's life. It gave him a vision of a new type of religion, and it drove him to push back the boundaries.
Talked him into trying some THC. Nice.
The fact that the moon glows big and bright and lights the way in the dark.
Yeah, eating it is a good way to do it. But I've been smoking it since I was 15. I like the almost instantaneous delivery method. But it's better for your joints to eat it. I got
when they get together, they're so
fucking hemp seed, like I said, all over the fucking place.
In the course of making this film, I've encountered many people who practice a religion called pagan witchcraft, which to
I've
them
never
is
been
truly
cow
as
tipping.
beautiful, transcendental, and effective as other faiths are to their beliefs. And it was brought into the world by a classic English eccentric who managed to publicize a religion lost in power. It's feminist, it's nature.
Yeah, they're very clinical. The clinics. They're the dispensaries.
Whereas other faiths say, this is what you should feel.
Yeah, if you're eating the RSO, it's pretty quick too. Food, 20 minutes. I mean, the other day, last time I was on, wasn't it? Or the time before last, made the shrimp Alfredo with that big old glob of butter. It lasted like 20 minutes and had to go. The Queen's head turned out nice, by the way. We're gonna do the Kings and Queens tomorrow.
The history of the human race has thousands of different conquests across ages, regions, and cultures, but it's difficult to find one that played such a decisive role in future events as the conquest of Greece by the Roman Republic. As its
I've never
effects
seen Blue
echoed
Blood.
through the millennia. Welcome to our video covering the first
Good morning again, Cat.
Macedonian Wars, the Seleucid War, the Aetolian War, and the Achaean War. These long videos take forever to make, so please consider sharing it through your social media. Shout out to Magellan TV for sponsoring this video. If you're a history fan, you should be signed up to Magellan TV, a new type of streaming service
5 milligrams.
with 3,000 documentaries and the richest and most varied history content available anywhere.
Okay,
Ancient,
yeah.
modern, current, early modern, war, biography, and even historical fiction shows.
I hear the gummies are good. I've never, I don't do store-bought food very often, let alone cheese. I got my own butter.
If you like our videos on Roman history, check out the Grandeur of Rome playlist, which has multiple titles focusing on the various aspects of Roman life, from its army to culture to the leaders. Another playlist we recommend is Ancient Greece, the greatest show
That's
on earth,
actually not
which
true,
covers the history
Daniel.
of Athens. You can stream Magellan from anywhere on any device without any ads and no limited
That's actually
access.
not true at
New
all.
programs are added on a weekly basis, and many of them are available in 4K.
Them syringes ain't got no damn,
Magellan TV is
and neither
offering a
does the
1
IV
free
needles.
membership
They
trial
ain't got
for
no
you.
oxygen in them,
If you
bro.
haven't signed up to Magellan yet, support our channel
It's either bright red or dark red. Bright red, you got oxygen in it. Dark red, it don't.
Thanks to Magellan for supporting our channel. The year
Bright red, you're hitting yourself an artery.
And the Mediterranean world is a land of continuous warfare.
Dark red, you're usually hitting the vein.
Just 10 years earlier, the burgeoning power of the Roman Republic had defeated Carthage in the First Punic War, establishing naval dominance at sea. In the east, the Hellenistic kingdoms, Macedon, Ptolemaic Egypt, and the
if we had blue blood, it would come up blue in the syringe. It'd look weird.
Its greater polities are a number of smaller states, such as Pergamon, and the nominally independent Greek city-states. This is the world of the late 3rd century BC. But soon, a series of conflicts between two
Yeah, I show
rising
how to make
powers,
green
Rome
butter.
and
I think it's
Macedon,
actually
will
titled
change the
green
fate
butter.
of the region forever. During this period, Illyria,
Yeah, I don't
which
like
encompassed
needles.
modern Albania
Prepper.
and Dalmatia, was regarded as a thoroughly barbarian region, only half civilized by contact with its Hellenic neighbors. Though contact with the Greek world had led to a degree of urbanization in the south and along the coast, the region in a political sense was still made up of many small tribal chieftains. The population of Illyria had been regarded since their initial encounters as turbulent and warlike. From time to time,
Yeah,
one of the
dialysis
many
too.
Illyrian
That's
tribes
definitely
would gain
air
temporary
free.
hegemony over most of the others.
They can't put air back into your
BC,
system.
This was the Ardea. Ruled by their energetic king Agron, they had forged a union of not just their own Illyrian peoples, but also prominent
And the
figures
plasma
such as
machines,
the Greek
I've
lord
given
Pharis.
plasma, seen it through that too.
Coincided with the rise of this new Illyrian power was the collapse of Epirus, whose once formidable strength had waned and whose monarchy fell.
And if anybody had blue blood, it would have been me. I'm A negative. I'm that weird blue, that weird blood style everybody talks about.
The wealthiest city of the kingdom. Despite these successes, however, Agron perished soon after and was succeeded nominally by his son. In reality, it was his wife Tutor who wielded true power, quickly being appointed regent for her stepson. Her ascension did not stop Illyrian belligerence.
Sounds real odd there.
Piracy increasingly became a major problem in the Mediterranean. Seizures of more southerly territories in Epirus had allowed the establishment of more staging points from which brigands could sail. This had been occurring for a long time already, but the increasing scale of the problem, the increasingly valuable complaints of Roman merchants, and the economic impact of piracy on the Republic prompted the Senate to act.
A negative.
Uncharacteristically peacefully.
Yeah, I'm that strain of
the initial
weird
senatorial
people.
reaction in 230 BC was not
My
to
blood's
send
red
legions,
too.
but instead to send a diplomatic embassy of the Coruncanius
I've
brothers.
seen it with my own eyes. Now my eyes, what color are they?
The typically harsh
They're
style
green
of
today.
diplomacy, the Coruncanius brothers protested
They were
to
blue the
Tutor
other
about
day.
increasing piracy
Go look.
and demanded that it cease immediately. The demand was not negotiable, and the Illyrians would have a chance to comply peacefully, otherwise it would be war. Tutor refused this demand.
Yeah, mine changed.
To control the actions of her decentralized tribal allies.
You can see from video to video, sometimes in the same video, my color changed.
The Romans. The situation made even worse by the murder of a
They look blue today.
Possibly by Tutor herself in the midst of the anger of the meeting.
Probably because I'm feeling so good from my fucking day out. I don't know. Usually if I'm tired and grumpy, they're green.
The expansion of the Ardea tribe's power.
I know I'm tired. I'm not really grumpy though, am I?
Rome did not want any powerful rival in the Adriatic. Late in the campaign
honey-colored brown.
229 BC, a massive Roman force of 22,000 troops and 200 ships bore down on the Illyrians. Though details of the short campaign are lost, it is known that the Roman expedition was a complete success from north to south.
You shouldn't have napped. I figured we'd see you in about 20 minutes. You got a good hour in though, Cat. You got a good hour in, maybe.
While the Queen Regent's forces were defeated in the field. By spring of
Hi, Joe. Good morning.
Had been forced into
we knew you were going to wake up soon.
Breaking her kingdom into segments and forbidding ventures of piracy into the southern Adriatic Sea. The Romans withdrew their troops and left behind only their amicitia, or friendship, a benign-sounding term which would soon apparently become anything but that. In essence, being a friend of Rome included
veins in the arm are bluish, but that's tissue you're looking at.
A primary beneficiary
through tissue
was the defective
and
Pharos, who
I
was
know I
appointed
can
a
lay
small
in,
independent principality of his own, sandwiched between the remnant of the
I
Idaean
don't know,
kingdom
one
and
collar
the
and then
Greek cities.
lay another collar behind
Despite
it,
these gains under
come
Roman
up with a totally
auspices,
different
it
color.
seems that the ambitious Demetrius was not content to remain in his kingdom, and shortly after the peace was finalized, he married
And,
Tuta, the Idaean king's
I mean, there
biological
is the
mother.
fact that,
By becoming the young boy's formal
brother,
regent in this act,
I'm an
Demetrius of
ex-junkie.
Pharos effectively rebuilt the powerful Illyrian kingdom of
Look at the
Augustus'
collapsed
throne
vein
in the First Illyrian
right
War.
there. I hit that motherfucker so
Even more
fucking much,
boldly,
it ain't hardly got no blood going through it at all anymore.
Roman allied tribes. It could be that Demetrius
That was 30
testing
fucking
the
years
water,
ago.
and due to the lack
Yeah, I
of
never
ready
seen it blue.
response, he
I took
believed
it out of
they
that
either
blue
couldn't
one right
or never
there
wished to be.
and shot it in
This
that
was an
motherfucker
illusion,
there too.
as the Romans
'Cause I'm
were
right-handed.
instead occupied by the Roman Gallic War of 226 to 222 BC.
Yeah,
and
the
it was
vein's
thought to
blue,
be a
but the
fatal
blood
illusion
isn't.
for Demetrius.
Yeah, I tell everybody
Demetrius set
about
out
my
with
fucking
90
shit.
light galleys in the summer of 220.
That way they can look at me and say, you know, if that motherfucker can do it, I can do it. Walk the fuck away from that shit. It's deadly. I tell him the other night I was mixing up. I ran out of water. I was out in the middle of nowhere. It didn't have no water, but I had Tanqueray. Tanqueray put it up in my fucking spoon, sucked through the cottonwood too, boy. It tasted just like Tanqueray. Gave me a fucking rush. It cooked cocaine down into the little fucking liquid too. I was like, well, you know, that was stupid. Here I am.
Demetrius's strategy was to hold the fortresses of Dimulum and Pharos itself, but the Romans took the former in only 7 days, while a rash sortie by Demetrius.
Tanqueray, I will get fucking gin. Fucking gin in my spoon, melting my cocaine down. Yeah. I was stupid. I keep telling y'all I'm a fucktard. I don't know. That was at least smart enough to walk away from that shit, though. It made me sick for fucking days, man. I wished I was dead. I got so fucking sick, but I didn't want to go back to that shit. You know, I didn't use halfway house or anything like that. I got myself a fucking cheap room for $25 a week in Danville, Kentucky. It had a shared bathroom at the end of the hall kind of thing. And I laid there and sweat in that bed for fucking days, got up and got myself a job. And my boss, it was funny, I was doing construction for Better Homes and Garden out there, refurbishing some metal roofing on the inside. Old metal tin roof or ceiling. My boss was a coke dealer. Yeah, I stayed off of it because I had moved across the fucking country on foot to get the fuck away from it. So I wasn't about to go back to it. I didn't give a fuck if my boss was or not. So I never have. So you can do it too. I've watched Greg do it. Greg got off the fucking shit over the fucking Greg.
Antigonus focused on access and
going on 10 years, 8, 9 years now.
Antigone's fleet and the great naval fortresses of Demetrius, Chalcis, and Corinth to ferry troops to strategic locations. An Athenian-led Ptolemaic-supported attempt at shaking.
Yeah, I believe you too. With all the medications he's probably on and stuff like that, I ain't telling you it couldn't be blue. I'm just saying.
Though Antigonus managed to quell
somebody in a fucking normal condition, they ain't pumped up full fucking all kinds of crazy medications and stuff. Well, yeah, they might not. You know, I've never seen blue blood. I ain't saying it couldn't happen, especially in a medical condition like that. I imagine something could go bad. I've seen black blood that sat out and fucking turned color after it got old, but I've never seen it blue.
A regent was clearly required for the time being, and a distant
I'm just saying, that sounds weird. You sure your dad's not an alien?
As one of the lesser
See, that'd be another question I would have to ask myself.
Antigonus Doson began to raise
I'm
the young
just,
Philip as his own son, and at the same time energetically
just
set
being me. I ain't trying to insult you. I'm asking straight up. Wow. That's definitely an odd one.
And then struck south and crushed the Aetolian League.
Oh, you out,
After
Sunka?
securing
You have
his
a good night, huh?
Antigonus proceeded to renounce all Macedonian claims south of the Thermopylae Pass, wisely hoping to consolidate and stabilize the situation in Macedon itself. The response of the army was to demand that Antigonus accept the title of king.
Well, they do put blood in a vacuum every time somebody goes, does an IV, does plasma, dialysis, all that's done in a vacuum. Absolute vacuum. Because if one bubble gets into your system, you're dead. You could have an aneurysm. Boom, dead.
Who now ascended the throne. Soon after taking the throne, Philip V and the Macedonian hegemony were once again challenged by the Aetolian League and its allies during the Social War of 220 to 217. The League believed Philip was too young to be an effective ruler. It was during this war that
it's all good. I'm just saying they do. I've never seen blue blood through a vacuum system, and that's all vacuum. All that medical shit's vacuum.
The Second Punic War had broken out in 218, and the Carthaginian general Hannibal had successfully crossed the Alps.
Plasma. When you're giving plasma at the plasma donation center, I can't do it, but people do it.
And in the June of 217, he crushed another at Lake Trasimene in Etruria. Hearing of these massive Roman defeats, Philip V now began to consider expansion in the west at the expense of an apparently dying Roman Republic. This new direction was encouraged.
Have you ever seen Blue Blood, though?
Who, after being expelled from his Adriatic dominion by Rome, now argued that Philip should end the social war,
court stuff, fun.
the Illyrian coast, and attack Italy.
I mean, if that was true, though, people would be going through their dialysis with blue blood.
Philip then drove the Illyrians from Macedon once again, and in the winter of 217 had a fleet of 100 light warships constructed. In the summer of 216, the king made his first attempt at securing Illyria's coastal region, but fled home upon hearing news of an approaching Roman fleet. The decisive Roman defeat at Cannae was another crucial moment, as it prompted Philip to send envoys to Hannibal asking for a formal alliance. He no doubt wanted to join the winning side and make gains at Roman expense.
I was in the middle of checking this wall. Oh, Christ, we got a fucking...
on his way to speak with Hannibal,
we got a record behind us. Old LP.
However,
it ain't Tiamat. Oh shit! It went fucking blue first. Nice.
Treaty with Hannibal in his possession. It was in this manner that the Romans learned the new threat that faced.
That's a hell of a shot right there. Mama's hot.
Following the conclusion of the Punic Macedonian Treaty,
Still,
Philip progressed further with new attacks
she's been real hot again.
Illyria, attacking Corcyra in 215. This intensified in 240 when a major offensive began. Philip's land army marched north into Illyria through Epirus, while 120 Macedonian galleys sailed up the Straits of Otranto.
That Mediterranean.
In this campaign, Philip swiftly seized Oricum
I
and
was gonna look up.
who calls to Rome for help. With a strengthened Adriatic fleet, the Roman commander Lavinus now crossed the sea with 55 heavy Roman warships, lifted the siege of Apollonia, and drove the Macedonians away from Oricum, two crucial ports which could have been used as a staging point for an attack on Italy.
Without oxygen,
Lavinus wintered his
your blood can turn blue.
Burned his ships and retreated overland to Macedon.
If your oxygen levels drop below 70%,
making significant gains in
it's a very rare
The inland Daceretis, Parthini, and Atintani tribal settlements fell to him without a significant Roman response. The Republic did not have the land troops to spare for a side venture into the eastern Adriatic.
People's blood in their veins, though, is never, I mean, it's usually never blue.
212, when Philip was once again able to reach the Adriatic.
It's called
Having battered his way
globemia.
Another possible staging point. It became clear to the Romans that this eastern threat could no longer be ignored.
Ascorbic acid helps
neutralizing Philip at this point
to reduce the level in the blood.
So
in severe cases, a person may require blood transfusions.
Other Greek states to do the neutralizing for them. A treaty was made between the
so there's damage in the cell that causes it to go blue.
The alliance because of Roman victories in the Punic War during the summer of 211 at Capua and Tarentum. Terms were generous for the Aetolians. They would get any captured town or city, but the booty would go to the Romans.
It says hemoglobin is the protein in red blood cells. Duh. It carries and distributes oxygen.
Sparta, Hellas, Messenia, the Illyrians, and
methylmyoglobin. Globin is a form of hemoglobin. It's a different form. It's an actual medical condition.
Attempts at peace talks by non-combatant states failed in 207 due to Rome's deliberate derailing actions, which during 205
it says with
they were gradually
methylmoglobinemia, that's totally butchered. The hemoglobin can carry oxygen, but it is not able to release it effectively to the body tissues. And thus it causes your fingernails to turn blue.
And will soon be able to harness all of its might against Macedon.
And blue skin.
When Philip V received reports of the final Roman victory at Zama in 202 BC, he did not stop his belligerent behavior.
Vitamin C is the recommended treatment. Sounds like scurvy. That's weird as fuck. Okay, so it's a medical condition. Your hemoglobin isn't hemoglobin, it's whatever that word is that they kept fucking throwing at me. Yeah, it's weird. They said it does. It's a very rare condition. And that's why I've been like, well, I've never seen blue blood. Well, no wonder. It's very rare, and if you're turning blue, you've probably got it, and that's not a good sign. And I can't pronounce it properly. Don't ask me to.
This ignited a devastating revolt, which detached all of Upper Egypt from the regime.
You do, because I knew my blood has never been blue. And I've seen it through a machine. I've been like, oh, that's interesting. And it felt cold going back in. You know, I've been there. Fucking not. It is almost unsettling. I mean, it's pretty crazy shit. But yeah, it's totally in a vacuum. That's the scary part, because if you get any air bubbles in that shit, you're dead.
And Antiochus launched the Fifth Syrian War in 202 BC.
Yeah, I thought it was it. I kept reading. I was like, wow, this is fucking crazy. Interesting. Yeah. So it's an actual medical condition. You weren't seeing things, and it's very odd. It sounds odd, man. It's very fucking odd that it happened. And vitamin C is recommended, and if vitamin C doesn't work, they said you need a blood transfusion. I'm like, oh fuck, because it actually something wrong with the hemoglobin.
Though Philip decisively defeated the land army of his enemy outside the walls, he nevertheless failed to take the city. Realizing that attempts to do so would only drain his forces, Philip instead added
What's up, Brood? How you doing? Good morning.
Directly into what was becoming a new Macedonian empire. In the autumn Philip's fleet was attacked at Lada by the Rhodian navy, which managed to win anyway. During the winter of 201, a Rhodian fleet blockaded Philip in the Gulf of Bargilia on the Carian coast, where the king
it might have had some long-term effects too.
They knew that the king would break out at some point, and also knew that they were losing the war against Macedon.
It's really
so they
odd.
decided to find help. Ambassadors of
Jesus, John, how'd that happen? I didn't even notice. You do.
Which would divide the Ptolemaic possessions between them. It was these smaller, weaker Hellenistic states which
you do have a
Roman
wrench.
intervention into the Greek
Impressive.
world, as they saw the main threat to their independence as coming from Antiochus and Philip.
How'd you get that? Been trying to give you that for months.
As predicted.
Just wake up one day, John's got a wrench. He's always had the power of the wrench, but never actually got to wear the badge.
The Northern campaign continued on land upon his return.
That's good shit. They fixed it. That's good stuff, man.
Which he put under siege. Observing this
look, it worked again. You just blew all over, John.
Between the two Hellenistic monarchies, the Roman Senate asked the people to vote for war. However, the People's Assembly rejected this demand for yet another war due to war weariness and the fact that southern Italy had been devastated in the Second Punic War. Consul Publius Sulpicius Galba intervened and gave a speech comparing the emerging Macedonian threat to the great invaders of Italy, Pyrrhus and Hannibal, and that persuaded the Assembly to declare war. While the Roman military prepared its lines of supply across the Adriatic,
that sucks, MV.
Siege at Abydos, 3 prominent senatorial
at least he's at peace now.
Diplomatic mission in the east. Their message was clear. If Philip
That's my biggest fear is just lingering. Sick. I don't want to linger sick.
The Macedonian king rashly rebuffed the Roman envoys and committed to war. The Second Macedonian War had begun, and it started with the fall of Abydos, whose citizens committed mass suicide due to their reluctance to live under Philip's rule. In late November of 200 BC, the king returned to Macedonia and learned that 20,000 Romans had already landed in Apollonia under Galba, while 50 warships were docked on the island.
I'd rather have my illness sneak up on me myself.
Deciding to focus initially on the peripheral threats,
I'm just dead one day. Boom! I go through all the fucking bullshit.
Into the Illyrian countrysides to prepare for the campaign, notoriously sacking Antipatria so thoroughly that it only recovered 700 years later. After subsequently failing to invade Macedon through the mountains, the weak and sickly Galba was replaced by Publius Filius Tapulus.
That Alzheimer's is scary shit. My friend Angel's got that at my age. Yeah, I work with heavy metals. I'm an alchemist. I'm very susceptible to shit like that.
The Roman forces were paralyzed for a while, but to his credit, Vilius listened to their complaints and promised to raise them.
So I try to take extra steps and just get good ventilation and shit so I don't go crazy.
Philip V had also arrived here not long before, setting up his own army in a strong defensive position on the main route from Apollonia to Macedon.
I would like to go instantaneously myself. Shoot me right in the fucking head. Good. When I'm walking down the street, it's even better. Or what the warrior never wants to go to sleep. Why not? Yeah, I'm already asleep. Take me out. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Ignoring
the bus I didn't see coming. That'd be another great method. Just boom! You're done.
After reaching the Roman camp at the Alps, Flamininus relieved
oh shit, man.
Sent an envoy to demand negotiations.
I've had to pull Seamus's mom right out in front of a fucking moving bus once.
Faced off on opposite sides of the
woman! What the fuck? She's like, oh, I didn't see it. Obviously, Jesus. He's supposed to look both ways.
Of each annexed city would need to be different, proposing a decision by independent tribunal. However, Flamininus was not going to accept any compromise, and instead proclaimed that his mission was to liberate all Greek states.
THC, I understand, is the best thing they're finding
a possession which had been part of Macedon for 120 years. This intentionally irrational demand worked, provoking Philip into breaking off negotiations and returning to his excellent defensive position. The Roman general wasted no time and ordered his missile troops and light infantry to skirmish with Philip's forces, engaging in projectile duels. This distracted the Macedonians and their commander, while 4,300 hand-picked legionaries,
glass blowers don't retire, we just burn out.
moved around a back route up and over the mountains. Once this flanking force was in place, Flamininus advanced, and the Macedonians fled to avoid.
Love my job. Man, I have hardly gotten down to my fucking dungeon all week.
Was a massive blow.
So busy on the phone, busy running around. I had to fix my car in the beginning of the week.
As the king returned with his bloodied army to Macedon,
that was a fiasco. A fiasco. It took fucking 3 days. I had 3 days to make up and running and shit. I was on my way out, going to do some running and shit, and my fucking car broke down. And I live in such a small town that they didn't have my alternator at the O'Reilly's, and they had to order it from Denver, and they sent the wrong fucking one. So I had to wait again while they ordered one from Denver. I was like, you know, if I was in Denver, fix my fucking car. I was upset. I had things to do, and my fucking car was sitting there without an alternator. It was a fucking alternator. A fucking alternator. I was like, come on, man.
The two armies finally came into the proximity on another near a sloping ridge called Cynocephaly. Before the battle begins, let us take a moment to examine the composition of the opposing armies which came into contact on the hills of Thessaly. Flamininus' field army consisted of 2 Roman and 2 allied legions, totaling around 20,000 lethal legionary infantry, with many grizzled veterans of the
Oh, it's illegal.
2,000 militaries screened this core of the Roman
I don't
army,
understand
while
those
2,500
illegal states. I
active
don't know how
cavalry
y'all
and even
allow
200
that shit to
war
just keep
protected
going.
its flanks. Along with these Italian forces, the Roman army also included a substantial contingent of Greek allies.
Yeah, well,
1,200 light infantry
Florida is legal.
from Epirus,
Fucking
800 archers from Crete, and
Texas
6,000
gives it to their
infantry,
children
as well as 400
for seizures.
cavalry from the Aetolian League. All in all, Flamininus had around
I don't understand the
32,000 troops.
illegal states. Why you would allow your government
On
to
the other
continue
side
being
of the
like
ridge,
that.
Philip's corps of 16,000 Sarissa-wielding phalangists were accompanied by 2,000.
Yeah, it never stopped me either.
4,000 Illyrian
Georgia's
infantry
spooky
mercenaries,
state, though, man. Some of your
1,500
fucking cops are
Greek combatant
crooks.
mercenaries,
I know. I
and
used to live in
2,000
Jacksonville, damn it. I know
Macedonian
Georgia.
cavalry.
I used to work all up and down throughout there,
Commander
framing
knew
houses
their
and shit back in the
close,
day.
but their reduced vision
I don't know.
required
Your cops
forced
might have changed, but they was
disorientation
pricks
into
back in the day.
Philip set
And
off
so is the
marching in the
fucking
morning,
Jacksonville
sending a group
cops,
of
man.
fast-moving
The
skirmishers
fucking
to
motto
Augustus,
is arrive on
leading the
vacation and
infantry.
leave on probation,
As they
man.
reached the top,
That's
10
fucking
Roman
Florida
cavalry
right there.
squadrons and 1,000 velites emerged from work and attacked. Both scouting contingents suffered some casualties, but both forces
Yeah, I'm sure
managed to
you
get
do.
word to their
Everybody
commanders of
benefit
what was
medically
happening
from
on the Cynocephaly
MaryWannas.
Ridge. Flamininus
It's like,
reacted swiftly,
look,
sending
they
2,000
the vitamin
infantry
C thing,
and
it comes up
500
with that blue
cavalry to the
blood
ridge as
condition.
reinforcements.
Well,
Their arrival swung the balance in favor of
you
the
got
Romans,
vitamin C
and
with
the Antigone
scurvy
skirmishing
too.
force
How
slowly
much vitamin
withdrew
C
to
you
the
got
top
to
of
keep
the
away
ridge,
with the
sending
scurvy?
frantic
Well, how much
messengers to
vitamin
Philip.
C, cannabis,
Even though the king did not wish to
you got to
join
eat to
battle
keep
on
away
such
the fucking
unfavorable
seizures.
terrain,
You got to eat
he
to
was
keep
not
away
going
the
to
fucking
abandon his
cancer.
scouting party
You know,
and sent
they
2,500
knew that when they
Greek
took it from
mercenary
us.
infantry to
our food, it's not a miracle drug. It's supposed to be our food. It's supposed to be our food. If we had that food, we wouldn't have these conditions as much. It's certain.
At this moment, the morning sun began to burn away the fog, and with the battle on the slope visible to the Romans, Flamininus and his entire army could see their forces losing. Witnessing the apparent defeat of the Roman skirmishing force,
yeah, that seems wave 3's coming through. The more deadly, and they're using that. And now you got to vaccinate.
Flamininus addressed his troops at the base of the slope.
Progressively getting more and more fun. People are looking at you scared now, walking in the store without a mask. It's becoming a thing.
As this happened, the triumphant Antigonid skirmishers sent jubilant messages back to Philip, urging the king to attack while momentum was on their side. So the order was given for the army to deploy in battle order. Due to the unprepared nature of the encounter battle, half of Philip's troops were still foraging, and he could only form up half of his forces, ordering his general Nicanor to follow up when the others had returned. Having formed the right side of his line, the king marched at the head of his phalanx up the slope, hoping to rush and rout the Romans with the weight of his phalanx, which was screened by the Agamemnon peltasts and flanked on the right wing by cavalry. On the other side of the ridge, Flamininus advanced only with the left side of his line to reinforce the battle which was still going on between the two scouting parties.
Yeah, personally, the
infantry's presence in the fight now caused
whole lockdown thing never affected me a whole lot. Seamus and I went camping. We weren't supposed to, but I didn't give a fuck.
Two half armies were now marching up each side of the
But
slope
other than that, I don't
another,
go anywhere.
but were still
anyway.
completely unaware that the other was present, due to the fact
Unless
that
I'm
a
selling
slight
something
fog
or
still
going to pick up
obscured
food
sound
or
and sight.
something. You know,
It was because of this that the Roman left may
but
not have seen Philip's
it started
large and
affecting
strong
me when
contingent pressing the hill in front of them as they climbed. But now both armies came into view.
well, like I said, even now, what's really fucking with me is a lot of the clubs will, they've got like door service where they've got the window where you go up, you tell them what you want, get what you want, fucking, but nobody's going in the backs looking in, and they've got a lot of the backs closed off where the glass is. Kind of cutting into sales a little bit. And yeah, that started affecting me. And I couldn't find my fucking my glass. That holy shit! This whole no imports coming in and out of China is a definite. That's one that's just a pain in the ass. And it's not just my supply; it's everything. It seems is just sporadically. I mean, my fucking, I can't find my powdered donuts half the time. Damn it! They ain't got the fucking powdered donuts or the fucking cigars. The fucking cigars are fucking all of a sudden nobody's got sweets and shit. I'm all like, nobody's got cigars. I'm like, what the fuck is going on with the cigars? So I bought a little box of them. Like when I found one, I was like,
Many Macedonian soldiers were
give me that. And she pulled out one pack. I said, no. You misunderstood. Give me your whole fucking box, lady. Do I have to put the mask on?
However, an unnamed Roman tribune must have possessed.
They're gonna rob you for your cigars, damn it.
Now managed to hold 20 manacles, or around 2,500 troops on the right wing, probably mostly made up of veteran triarii. Realizing that things were not going well,
you can't wait to be rich.
The
Yay!
military tribune marched his contingent of disciplined troops across the ridge and then struck the victorious phalanx of Philip from the rear. At the same time, The inspired and angry legionaries who had suffered for hours in the Macedonian attack renewed
I feel
their
rich
assault.
every day. I'm thankful for
This
everything I got.
intuitive
I ain't
maneuver
got
caused
shit.
the inflexible
I don't
phalanx
want
to
shit.
fragment,
I don't like
and
shit.
many of its phalangists were killed. Philip rode up and down the line.
I
in a
got
vain
I got
attempt to
sewing
rally his
machines.
soldiers,
I got
but
a
quickly
air
realized that
conditioner
it
I'll be
was
putting
hopeless
back in the
and
wall
galloped off the
here. I'm
battlefield.
just too lazy to
As
carry
the
that
Romans were
motherfucker
busy
upstairs.
butchering the remaining enemy troops, a particularly terrible slaughter
Fuck it,
occurred.
I'm gonna put it in
A
a
group
couple
of
months
Macedonian
anyway.
phalangists performed
Leave
the
it sit
traditional gesture of surrender, raising their pikes directly to the sky.
I got the things you need.
However, the furious legionaries charged in.
And I
and
thank
killed
God
them
I'm
all
blessed
anyway.
with that because
The
a lot
battle
of
was
people
over,
don't.
and the legion had triumphed over
A lot of people
Alexander's
just don't.
phalanx. The Romans
I've
only lost
seen
around
them
700 dead,
help
mostly on
drop
their
bombs
left,
on a
which
lot
had
of.
bravely stood their ground under the attack. Antigonid casualties were
Yeah, we need to
catastrophic,
stop that
with
practice.
8,000 dead and another 5,000 captured. Humiliating peace terms were imposed on Philip at the
Yeah,
subsequent
love
conference
is what's
at Tempe.
important.
He had to evacuate all of Greece, including Thessaly, and give up
There
conquests
you
he had
go.
gained in
That's
Asia
what I'm
Minor
saying,
and
Daniel.
Thrace.
I know you
In a
are,
much
and
more
I'm sure you're
indemnity was
thankful for what you
demanded,
have
his
too.
navy was destroyed, and his son Demetrius was sent to Rome as a hostage. Finally, and most chafing, proud Philip would become a client king of Rome.
I literally thank God for my
This war
hot
broke
showers
any
every
viable
time I take
attempts at
one. I'm like,
Macedonian
oh, I love
but
them
it
so
would not
much.
stop the crying.
Like those hot shower just
After
is.
the peace conference at Tempe had been finalized,
Oh, thank
Titus
you.
Quintius Flamininus decided to
Because some
prove
people don't even
decisively
have
that it
running
was
water.
Rome to be the true savior of Greece.
And that's
During
real.
the Isthmian Games of spring 196, Flamininus declared that Rome would leave the Greeks free, untaxed,
A lot of
and
people don't
autonomous
have running
after
water,
over a
actually.
century of Macedonian rule.
Not just some.
He was mobbed at the festivities and showered with honors from the grateful city-states. The Roman Senate decreed 5 days of thanksgiving for the victory at Cynocephaly. Also at the games,
Invent new
Flamininus was met
things.
by a
Well,
party
I
of
got some working models
conquerors
over there to
who had
work
come at
with
the
there,
behest of the
Daniel.
Seleucid king Antiochus III.
They don't need no
They came in
fuel.
order to congratulate the consul on his victory and to assure the Romans of their liege's peaceful intentions. They were met with cold sternness and demands. Antiochus
Yeah, I
was to
know
keep
the
away
feeling,
from the Greek
Daniel.
cities,
I'd like to have
withdraw
the
his
money to
garrisons from
experiment.
those he had
I have a
already
lot of
seized,
questions
and
about
was ordered
the
not to attempt to crossing into Greece.
electric production of
Now we need to
magnets.
follow the
I
admonished
want to know
envoys
if
back
the electric
east, where
production
they
gets
informed their
more, if
sovereign,
the magnet's
Antiochus III, of
stronger,
the Roman demands.
etc., etc. How
While
much
Rome and
exactly
Macedon
is
were
it
fighting at
producing,
Cynocephaly,
voltage-wise,
Antiochus,
etc.?
who was also known
I
as
mean, we
the
know
Great,
it's a perpetual
was
thing. It's going to last forever as long as there's electromagnetic field. But there's a lot of questions I've got.
By the last year of the conflict, the realm that was created by the Diadochi of Alexander
I don't have the money for that shit. And if I did, I'd put it into my kid anyway. So just that way.
And other
Yeah, even I mean, what does he need? He's got his clothes, he's got his food. His mom buys him the big ticket item like
was angry at the Roman intrusion into Greek
this
affairs
thing.
and the rebuke of his diplomats, and was confident in his strength.
She bought him this thing. That's like a $300 fucking phone. I got a $40 phone. She got him a fucking big screen TV. She buys him Netflix. Well, I think it's her dad actually buys the Netflix, and she gives him her password or something. Not sure how that works. But they watch videos together all the time on that phone and that TV.
With a war avoided,
They do that once a week. They'll have a movie night. They was watching some kind of something falls. Some last year. It was watching some kind of, it was a weekly program thing going on. There was watching. Fuck, I forget what did he watch with her this last time. And it's an old movie. He's like, oh, you see? I was like, yeah, I've seen it. I can't remember what the fuck it is. What it was. I have to ask him tomorrow. I forget it.
At that point in time, the cities in the area were under Thracian control, and Antiochus obviously knew that restoring Hellenic rule would be seen favorably by the Greeks. So he traversed the Hellespont, first taking Hespenasos. And
Yeah, well,
revisiting
absolutely. That's
the fall of the latter forced other
Yep.
cities to submit, and
you bet,
Antiochus
Robert.
increased his influence by rebuilding City which
Yep.
effectively bottled up the Gallipoli Peninsula.
That's the only bucks I'm worried about. See, I'm gonna be a rich motherfucker. Or I'm paying back debts. Either way, I think I'll be all right. I just keep stacking up them soul bucks. I understand creators paying for each eye opened. I'm out there with a crowbar, smacking people upside the head with it.
But the peace party led by prevailed. So the Republic
Figure that's the best way to get both eyes open at once. Give them a slap upside the head with a crowbar.
However, by the time it arrived, Antiochus had already agreed on peace with Egypt by marrying his daughter and the 10-year-old Ptolemy V.
That's the way I figure. If I got my food, I got my house, I'm all right.
As negotiations continued,
it's them soul bucks. That's the only ones you can. You ain't even taking them with you. They waiting for you. You know what I mean?
And from there to Antioch, confirming the Roman suspicions
all I got.
that the Seleucids wanted even more territory. We don't have all the details, but it is known that the king attempted to launch an invasion of Cyprus, but the expedition ended in failure, either due to a storm or a mutiny.
Well,
returning to the shore,
a lot of people do live in deficit. That's another thing about me. I don't owe anybody anything.
The campaign was over before it began.
So I'm actually kind of ahead there. But in this society, that's actually not good. I show up as because I don't do credit.
The Seleucid ruler continues using diplomacy to improve.
I'd be like a first-time car buyer if I ever went in to buy a car, because I've always bought them with cash.
And eager to change that, he attempted to marry his daughter Antiochus to its king, Eumenes.
And they've never been extravagant or anything. A couple $1,000 lay down, you got a fucking car.
And rejected the offer.
You know,
but Antiochus was unfazed and entered a marriage alliance with
I've always done it that way.
Ariarathes instead. At the same time, his diplomats brought rich gifts to the Galatians, as Antiochus wanted to have the backing of the famed Celtic warriors.
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses, that's got to be a shitty way to live.
An event that happened
it really does. Very stressful, I'd imagine.
Proved to a modern audience how interconnected the ancient world was. However, for the ancients themselves.
But yeah, to look at it, I mean, it looks like most of society's in there.
General Hannibal Barca was exiled from his homeland and arrived
not
at
a good way to start.
Court in Ephesus in the hope that he could become a mercenary commander. Antiochus received him politely, but probably worried that Hannibal might outshine him, kept him at arm's length. The Romans, worried about Hannibal's arrival, sent their own envoys, trying to sow discord between the king and the exile.
Show your generosity by breaking the bank.
Understanding that this put him in danger, Hannibal told Antiochus the story.
And you got stuff and you ain't got nothing to give away. And you're broke. And here comes a repo man. Oh, fuck. That's not a good plan.
Between 193 and 192 BC, the Romans and Seleucids continued engaging in diplomacy, mostly discussing the Seleucid presence in Europe, but the talks were going nowhere. Another regional power looking for allies was the Aetolian League. Fearing that the Roman alliance with their rival Achaean League was in danger, they sent envoys to Antiochus. In 192 BC, the Seleucid ruler agreed to enter an alliance and sent his representative to the Aetolian assembly. Unexpectedly, the latter passed a resolution inviting Antiochus to liberate Greece and settle affairs between the Aetolians and Romans. Although Antiochus knew
chewing the fat
might ignite war with the Romans, this was an offer the king couldn't refuse.
That's actually
so when the Aetolians
used to be a thing, chewing the fat.
Troops, he agreed to cross into Greece. The Roman historians claim that it was Hannibal who talked Antiochus into going to war, but the former was at that point in Syria. The first move of the war was made by the Aetolians. Their troops killed the unpopular Spartan king Nabis, hoping to take over the city and put pressure on the Achaean League, but the locals rebelled and the invaders had to retreat. Unfortunately for the Spartans, they were left defenseless, and soon soldiers of the Achaean League entered the city and forced it to become a member of the League, ending Spartan independence forever in the process. The Aetolians weren't discouraged though, and in order to give Antiochus a good place to land his army, they took control of the city called Demetrius, which had an excellent harbor.
Yeah,
The king had a
I did
small
my
navy
share of
that wasn't able
volunteering,
to transport
I think.
all of his troops. So after offering a sacrifice to Goddess Athena,
I don't have time to volunteer like I used to. I used to be foster care.
It seems
Certified
that
personnel.
from Thrace through
Take care of little
was
kids.
rejected to not push Philip V into the anti-Seleucid camp.
I was in
Antiochus
California
disembarked
though,
at Demetrius
but I
and
haven't
moved
done that
south
in years
to
now.
Lamia, where the Aetolians held their assembly.
Been
Here he
too
was
busy.
received as a liberating
That was
hero
the first
and
6 years of Seamus's life.
Still, the king found himself in an awkward position. The Romans had no troops in the region, and the liberator of Greece couldn't attack the Greeks.
Yeah, see, I
And
don't
thus
have
the
time for that
Seleucids
anymore.
lacked a clear military target. In an absence of one, Antiochus once again was organized. First, he approached the
John, did you see John? Where'd all those people come from?
Ever since the Second Macedonian War. The king attempted to convince the city to join
26 or 2,800 people looked at my fucking video, dude. And I gained like 200 people during a nap today. I was like, where'd these fucking people come from? And I've already got 2 of them blocked. So you ran into two fucking fun people too. This is good shit.
From his defeat at Cynoscephaly was biding his time, and the Achaeans decided to
He's like, they all came from you. No, where'd they come from on my page? Yeah, dude.
to support the Romans, the Democratic Party Antiochus. The former invited the forces of the Achaean League, which led to violent street battles, during which...
You know what? I don't think there is a limit to the human heart.
Rome knew of the Seleucid activity, and the praetor,
Marcus
was sent to Apollonia with more than 20,000...
Yeah, they say that they can read it 8 foot out because that's all their equipment will read. And I'm like, well, we need a bigger magnet reader.
was enough to keep Macedon in check. Unfortunately,
but yeah, well, I mean, you got to figure in 1748 hertz in. Dude, we're limitless. You're actually attached to every magnet in existence at 1748 hertz. There's huge ramifications for this. But it's so new. Fuck, we don't even know how much voltage is coming out of the battery or out of the magnet conversion. You know what I mean? We have a long way to go to figure out all this shit.
Was surrounded and destroyed by the Seleucids, beginning the war that would later be called the Seleucid War.
Yeah, I'm glad to see that channel is growing too. I had to step out. I was already blocking fucking people. I was like, I can't believe you just got blocked that fast. Just damn. I'm just gonna let them bump into each other for a couple of days. I think no more updates over there for a day or 2.
Targets were the cities of the Boeotian League, which surrendered quickly, and the Thessalian League, created by the Romans after the Second
It's been eventful, though, has it not?
Antiochus still attempted to negotiate. However, he noticed.
I say no more updates, but you know something's coming tomorrow.
So in early 191 BC, he moved swiftly and captured the League's main city, Pherae, massacring.
What happened to the slow train wreck?
Into the League's territory, and in a short and decisive campaign, took over most of the cities in the region, save for the stronghold of Larissa, which was besieged by the Seleucids.
He's a Nibiru expert.
While the siege was ongoing,
He couldn't answer Nibiru's original name. And it's not even the original name. It is its name. What's funny is they call it Nibiru after it crosses the ecliptic because Nibiru means in their language planet of the crossing. And it crossed the ecliptic. But every other time when it's called heaven. So he couldn't answer any of that shit. That's the funny thing about these Nibiru people. They get all their information out of Sitchin, and they never paid attention to what he said.
2,000 strong legionary detachment under Appius Claudius was sent south, probably as a reconnaissance force. The details are unclear, but
Moon's still turning. It keeps you on your feet.
And built a large camp
Does
full of
me.
extra campfires to exaggerate.
Yeah, amazing, isn't it, John?
Antiochus was tricked into thinking that
What do you mean, Nibiru? You don't even know its name.
It was probably
If he knew the name, he'd be calling it the name. Nibiru, aka Heaven. Heaven, aka Nibiru. You know, they're the same fucking thing. But yeah, it's so deep. It's like the grassy knoll, man. I don't understand because you and I heard that all of us heard the words come out of his fucking mouth when Josh was reading that shit. I've read the tablets. I've read more tablets than what we've, and they get specific about it in some of them, even more so than the one Sitchin reads, you know, and it's just amazing how they miss all these experts. They miss one of the biggest things about Nibiru. That's not its name. It is definitely not a fucking brown dwarf planet. It doesn't even make sense. You don't. How can you have a brown dwarf planet? It doesn't even equate. It's a brown dwarf sun. And brown dwarfs are still active. You can't live on a fucking brown dwarf sun. That's impossible. Now, if it's like Osiris there, he's a dead sun. He's serving as a moon to a fucking big fucking blue planet.
It is also remarkable that both
but that's a dead sun. That's fucking. They got all kinds of different names for those, but it's a dead sun. It's not living. It doesn't have a solar wind. That's a big deal.
And went on a diplomatic tour of Achaia and Athens, sarcastically claiming that Antiochus wages war through letters and fights with pen and ink. Before Glabrio reached Illyria in March, Fabius and Philip V started their campaign against the Seleucid garrisons in Thessaly. The only major anti-Roman force in the region were the Athenians, and they were defeated quickly, followed by the Seleucid garrisons, which negated all the gains.
It's hilarious or devastating, depending. I know the feeling.
Consolidated his forces in Boeotia and then moved west towards Acarnania to take control of it and put pressure on the Epirotes in order to add their troops to his. Acarnania was also important in terms of gaining a port in the Ionian Sea and to cut a direct line between Italy and the Achaean League.
John, your trick doesn't work for me. Because I close down my windows every time I leave, and when I hit my shortcut up here, it never takes it back to where I have anything saved.
Antiochus's army, even with
so you're doing it different than I do. I still gotta click on my shit.
There were no allies.
I tried it like 3 different times. I'm like, well, and John's got his hand in his head going, you know, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I'm going to make another video. Don't.
Was now threatening his supply and retreat lines. At the same time,
I
He didn't
just
want to abandon the
just
Italians.
love my incompetence.
The Allies
That's all I got for you, man.
the Romans an opportunity.
Love my incompetence because I'm embracing
Antiochus
it.
This famous location had seen numerous last stands before and after April 191 BC, as it was a natural choke point, defended by Mount Telidromos and Mount Tychius from the southwest, and the waters of the Malian Gulf from the northeast. Still, as Leonidas and Xerxes discovered 300 years before,
I know you made two.
ideal defensive position was fatal flaw. A small army could have
I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
force in the passage,
It's not
but
working
the
for me.
mountains had numerous paths, making it possible to outflank the defenders. Both armies were culturally steeped in Greek history and mythos, so obviously knew of this. With
I know what the problem is. It's me. I've got a quick link up here, and it takes me to Iswa, but it didn't save anything for me. I clicked the link, and it did something. So I'm not sure.
Groups of Aetolians, 1,000 hoplites apiece, to block off the most prominent mountain paths. Then he built a wall covering the gate, placing a few catapults and ballistae on top. His skirmishers were positioned on the high ground to the left of the passage in order to send their missiles against the advancing Romans, while his phalangites formed up in front of the walls with the peltasts ahead of them.
Comedy is found in my actions. Absolutely. Yeah. You know, yeah. I agree.
The passage against a phalanx, but still had to attack at the narrow choke point.
The solo machine.
Two groups under Cato and Flaccus, each 2,000 legionaries strong, were sent to take the mountain.
I have two of them. Only one works right now, though. I've got a gear burned out in this one. But I'm saving it because it's got parts that fit on this one.
And a group of infantry to defend it.
So it works. As long as the same gear doesn't burn out on this one, I'll be good.
We know that Flaccus was ordered to take the pass at Mount Tychius during the night. There are authors who suggest that this unit lost its way during the march, while another claims that the Romans met the Aetolians, but the hoplites were steadfast and the legionaries weren't able to.
You going back to bed? I'm fixing to go to bed. It's 3:30.
Cato's onslaught against the Aetolians at Mount Telidromos was more successful.
I wanted to
Apparently, the Romans caught some of the Aetolians.
I couldn't get my Iswa. There it goes.
Many, but soon the hoplites managed to form a line across the pass, and neither side had an advantage.
I think it's out ahead of the
main Roman force attacked head-on. The volleys of the skirmishers and peltasts did a certain amount of damage, but the disciplined Romans locked their shields and continued moving forward, even despite the losses.
She double induction heating.
Seeing that the Romans were getting close, Antiochus ordered his peltasts to fall back, while his pikemen moved forward, forming a phalanx. That is where the Romans suffered most of their casualties, as the legionaries weren't able to reach the phalangites, and it was impossible for them to outflank the foe.
Overdue.
Slowly but surely, the phalanx pushed the legion back.
For a pop.
However, by the early morning, the forces of Cato started to gain the upper hand near Calidromos, as he outnumbered the Aetolians 4-1, and was able to rotate fresh troops into the fray. Eventually, the Romans broke the hoplite line and sent it fleeing in terror. Shortly, both groups were on the plain, with the legionaries killing their foes in pursuit. The phalanx learned that its rear was now
non-stop.
Even though the king made
we're probably going to have another one soon. She seems to be cooling down, though, right at the moment, which is screaming we're going to have a pretty big one when she does pop.
failed to get into formation. It was now every man for himself. Antiochus abandoned his forces with his cavalry, and more than 10,000 Seleucids and Aetolians were either killed or taken captive. Livy claims that the Romans lost 200
we're probably going over 5 again here within
understated.
the next hour.
After finishing off the survivors, The Romans took a day to rest and then turned their attention against Heraclea, a formidable fortress with its south protected by the river Asopos and its west by Mount Hota and a citadel on low hills.
I got a whole bunch
The
of them.
fortress was relatively modest in size, so a small Aetolian garrison was able to.
And they're even pleated,
At the
triple
same
lock
time, the
stitched.
walls were short, which meant that the Romans weren't able to use their decisive numerical superiority.
Like I said, business got slow. I had to do something else.
Democritus, demanding
Start making masks, make some money on the side, whatever you can do. You know. Glad I had my sewing machines.
When the siege
But,
began,
yeah, I usually will use them to make. And I don't have a single one.
And the latter sallied out, burning some of the rams and shoving the enemy back with their spears. The first assault failed. However, the Romans had more troops, so fresh troops were sent forth, and the walls were attacked on the next day. The garrison didn't have this luxury, which meant that each subsequent assault tired them even more. This continued for 23 days, but eventually Labrio devised a plan. His soldiers were ordered to return to the camp, making it look like there would be no attack. This made the exhausted Aetolians complacent, and they vacated the walls to sleep in the houses. Late at
So
night,
sell them all.
a group of
I got
legionaries
little
was ordered to
pouches I
attack
make
a
for
portion of
pipes.
the wall and make as much noise as possible. Labrio also
They're
commanded
probably
his
the best
legate,
on the market.
Tiberius Sempronius,
But like, I
to
don't
move
even
his
have one.
contingent to another sector of the fortifications.
Maybe I need to
The
make some
noise
pouches.
woke up the Aetolians as they started
No.
running, reaching the walls in time to rebuke the Romans. But the other group was already
Well,
sleeping
it's
around
3:30.
the ladders.
I need to get my ass in bed.
The Aetolians vacated their positions and retreated to the citadel.
Well, you have yourself a
The Roman
good day,
commander allowed
Cat
his
and
soldiers
Joe,
to loot the city,
and
but
everybody
after it
else.
was done, began devising
I
plans to achieve
am
the citadel.
going to bed.
His engineers
We'll be
started
doing
building
the
siege engines
dungeon
on the nearby
tomorrow
hill to
at some
bombard
point
the defenders,
when I get
while the
up.
rest of the troops formed up surrounding them. The Aetolians had almost no food left.
Y'all have,
But
yeah,
most
I will.
importantly, no
I'm
way
feeling
to
it.
counter the catapult.
The sun beat
So
me up
Democritus
today.
capitulated.
Fucking loved it.
We don't have the
82.
numbers, but it is possible
Y'all
that the
have a good
Romans
day.
lost more troops
A good night.
than during the Battle of Thermopylae.
Yeah, good
After the
night.
defeat at
I'm
Thermopylae,
having a
the
good
king
night.
retreated to